Probably a little loud. All right. How's my volume? Chat, is my audio check? I'm a professional, I swear. Audio check. Fairy Queen resubscribed for 4 months in a row. Okay, good. Thanks, y'all. Yeah. I sent a note to some folks. Let's do this. Let's do my buddy. See if we can get a guest in here too before I kick this thing off. Oh, I put my green screen down. Ah, whatever. I'll let you all see the magic. Studio green screen. I just coming in hot from the ICL. So ICL rules. Oh, Googly, I'm sorry. I apologize. ICL rules stipulate that commentators have to have green screens. It's very professional. So. It's okay, Wally. Hang on. Oh, that would have been embarrassing if you fell live. It would have been embarrassing if you fell live on camera. Here we go. Yo. So, Fairground Tank, by the way, thank you so much for the subscription renewal. 4 months in a row. I think you're our longest subscriber, like legit. I think you were the first person to ever subscribe, and you've been keeping it going, so I appreciate you so much. Because, I don't know, I'm not good at Twitch, and you validate my terrible attempts to be a Twitch streamer. So, I appreciate you. Well, hey, everybody who's here. Coming in hot off the ICL, it was a lot of fun. It was the championship tonight. ETB took it down again. So, congrats to that team and everybody who played in the ICL this year and gave it a good run. I appreciate the ICL so much. So appreciate Luke for putting it on and the whole team that brings it together. Before I talk about Winterspell, I will just shout out the ICL again. Like people don't see like all the hard work. There's a huge team behind the scenes, from the judges to the organizers, the graphic designers, Luke with the podcast or with the channel, that all come together to make that happen. And not only that, but the players and everybody else. So like, big shout out to all the folks who bring that to us every week. So, and shout out to them for letting me do it. 'Cause like, I don't know. I appreciate them. I feel bad because I don't get to commentate as regularly as a lot of other folks. And it's largely because I just have, one day of the week is already spoken for with their show on Monday. And then we have, usually a couple other things. Aaron's got a committee meeting for work. And so my nights are very, very limited. So it's very tricky to do them. So I appreciate them letting me do one-offs. So shout out to the ICL. All right. So here's what I'm doing tonight. Like, I don't know about you all, but I don't get to watch the lore casts live. And which is a bummer because it feels like a great time for, thoughts on you freeze the vine card. Oh man, we can start with that. OG Viper. I'll start with that card. When we go live, I'll start with that card. I'll tell you what, when we go with the Winterspell cards, I'll start with the Vine. So Was saying right now. So thank you so much, Arcana Knight Magus. Also amazing name. I appreciate you. So I don't get to watch the Lorecast live as much as I would love to, and it's a bummer because it's one of the only times that like all the Lorcana community comes together for an hour to celebrate what's going on, and everybody's in the chat, and it's a lot of fun. But I have a 9 to 5, and usually I can't break free to go out to the lobby, you know, or the break area with my cell phone and watch live, which is a huge bummer. So I have to catch up. And usually in the evenings, I'm watching replays or I'm looking. Oh, you're lonely. You're going to Twitch. I can't tell on this platform, Googly, how many people are on one platform versus the other. So I apologize. Sad. So it's a bummer. But that means in the evenings, like after I get done and I actually settle down, you know, I get a chance to go through all of the reveals, and I get to look at some of the stuff. And yeah, so I thought I'd do that with everybody here and give my thoughts on some of these cards. Now, I will say I am not a competitive. Well, I shouldn't say I'm not a competitive player. I don't have the same analytic chops as some of these, you know, people who've played 10,000 games of Blue Steel and are like, this is a Blue Steel card and this fits in right here. But I have thoughts on the cards and I have thoughts on the art and the franchises. So yeah, I'm also going to try to get somebody else in here. I've got a couple folks who I might try to hang out with tonight. So stay tuned and maybe somebody will appear to talk things with us. I also, once those invites are out, maybe get somebody from the chat in. I don't know. Yeah, I tried to set up a new scene to do stuff, so it may take me a little work when I get somebody here, but yeah. Crazy good reveals, says Lorcana Habibi. You coming from the ICL right in here? Thanks for stopping by. Great job. Tink, tink, tink. That said Champs Tink. Yeah, let's look at cards. Screw it. Let's look at cards. So what I'm going to do, hold on, let me get my screen mirror up. All right, let's see if I've done this right. I may not have done this right. Let's see if I have screen. Did do it right. Oh, that's so good. I look like a real Twitch streamer. Look at that. So there's a lot of people who post card reveals like live. One of the accounts that I love the best, if you're not following her, is May. She's a Dutch Lorcana fan. We've done some collabs. She's amazing. She's always rocking the official Discord server. And she is really, really good about posting the reveals right as they come out. So at the end of the day, when I'm looking to catch up, I will jump on her page and take a look at everything that she's posted. So if you're not following her, jump on Instagram right now and give a follow. Also, I have no idea why my screen is doing that weird stretchy thing at the bottom, but we're going to live with it. So that's where we're going to go. So anyway, this should be everything that's revealed. Just for fun, one of the things May does is a tracker here so we can see what's come out so far. Looks like we have a handful of Amber and both. Oh, interesting. So both legendary slots for Amber apparently have been revealed. Amethyst, nothing so far. I mean, a legendary. So plenty more to come from Amethyst. Emerald, a few more, but Amber heavy so far, which is interesting. Okay, legendaries. There we go. And Ruby, got some cards. We'll take a look at them in a moment. Do have one of the Ruby legendaries. What are we missing here? Both legendaries for Sapphire out. And, yeah, and Steel. But no Enchanted yet, but we do have the Iconics, I understand. Which we'll look at in a bit. Super sick. And I have thoughts on the Iconics. Hey, Clara, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. We're looking at Winterspell cards. So I'm interested in everybody's opinions too. A lot of really good players and judges in the chat already. So super interested to hear your thoughts as we go through these. Yeah. Oh, okay. We're gonna have somebody join us here in a moment. Hold on. Pardon my. I can't type and talk at the same time. Pardon my pause. I'm gonna get a guest in here, and I just gotta get the link over to him. All right, and to do that, I'm going to do this. And I think I've done this setup right. We're going to see. But it's quite possible that I did it wrong, and we're going to have to adjust. All right, copy. Put that up there. And then surprise guest. All right. So I'm going to take a look at a card. We'll start out, and then we'll do requests, and then we'll go where we go. So, all right. Freeze the Vine. Fascinating. Okay. It's Armageddon. Armageddon has come to... Tink. Okay. Armageddon has come to Disney Lorcana. We knew it was coming. Banish all locations. Definitely something that was going to come sooner rather than later. Haven't had a huge need for it, although in the Queen's Castle days, or the days when people were dropping 3 McDuck Manors a turn, it could have been nice. But I suppose those were kind of one deck in a pretty big meta, so I don't know how many of them would have been run. But forecast thinkable, banish all locations, draw 2 cards, and choose and discard a card. I mean, it's good at what it needs to do. 4 cost isn't that expensive. It's inkable, so you can tech it in and you don't get stuck with it in your hand. Draw 2 cards and discard a card. Super awesome benefit. So overall, I mean, what it tells me, what it tells me is that, hold on. Let's see if I can get guest in here. Let's see if it works. Oh, no. I think you're in, but I can't see you because, Can you all hear Brent?
What's up, everybody?
I gotta fix my label here. Hold on. Why are you
so handsome?
Oh,
many people have asked. Many people have Many mathematicians have tried to crack the code, but
yeah, so here's the thing. On my Streamlabs here, I have no idea why you are behind the other. Sorry, I gotta reorder some stuff and see if I can get you to show up.
It's all good. The cards come first, Liam.
Say what?
I said the cards come first.
Oh, there we go. All right, now I see you, but you're frozen to me.
I'm frozen to you?
Yeah.
Hold on,
oh man.
Hold on.
No,
I don't see you in this little streamy thing either.
I'm gonna fix that. Hold on.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna fix that. Watch this. How about this? You see me now?
Oh, there you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well.
Oop.
Man. There he is, boosted to appear. Yeah, I had to boost you. Boost again for motion. Oh, it's a bummer. Yeah, you're frozen. I don't know why.
Oh.
Yeah, it's probably something on my end, to be quite honest.
It's all good. Everybody needs to know that I'm doing the most immaculate breakdancing right now, though. So it's okay. Oh, what a flattering face, at least.
I know. I'm gonna do a thing. I'm gonna hide and show again and see if that. But it's not that, because I see behind the scenes and you're frozen on that. I don't know. Streamlabs is kind of meh.
I feel that.
Yeah. So. Well. Hey, thanks for hanging out. It's gonna be weird because I can't see what you're doing. But I appreciate you jumping on.
Thank you for having me, man. I'm excited. We're looking at Freeze the Vine. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, and thematically you're frozen. So there we go.
I'm waiting to thaw from the Winterspell.
What do you think of this card?
I mean, it makes me go, I gotta go find all of my John Silver location stuff, because they're gonna be pushing it. If they're gonna be pushing locations, I mean, what it feels like,
right? If one of the first cards they reveal to you is banish all locations, they're leaning in heavy. Yeah, it's like this is the theme for the set: banish all locations.
It'll be really funny if they don't give us any new locations and we're just sitting here going, "Wait, why do we have the card then?" But no, it feels like this is them saying, "Look out, because we got some prime time locations coming your way."
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I don't know. Which I'm excited about. I mean, I'd prefer. I like new archetypes. I like when there's different stuff going on, and there aren't. I mean, what locations are played now?
Just library.
Yeah, occasionally. You're right. So, yeah, I wish we had this in the McDuck Manor era, though. Keep them under control. But
that old Queen's Castle meta.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I don't like what they did too. It's like it could have been uninkable. So they gave it two things that make it usable, despite when there's no locations on board. Because now 4 to draw 2 cards and discard a card isn't great, but it's still utility. Like they could have either made it uninkable or taken away that ability, and it still would have been played. I feel like.
I agree. I agree. It excites me. It tells me that, and it feels intentional that this is like one of the first cards revealed, right? Because it says, "Look out, locations on the way," and I like it. I love the idea that multiple strategies can exist. Locations have been a little lackluster over the past couple of sets, and this is them saying it feels like a declaration that, hey, dude, if they reprint Queen's Castle, if they reprint the what's his name, Jim Hawkins, I'm gonna be so happy.
Yes,
because that Jim had so much potential and yet went nowhere. Oh,
yeah. There's a ton of cards with the potential that just like Jim Hawkins is Jim Hawkins is a perfect example though. Like so much upside and like. Yeah, which I think you're right. I hope we do get some sort of reprint, even if it's later, that allows, if locations are going to be a thing, that allows them to see some play. But I also, fun story beat, I'll just talk about the story before we move on. Like Freeze the Vine, definitely a huge part of the story here. Because to move on to the next location or the card, there's one, where's the one with the frozen Illuminary? Oh yeah. This immediately follows that card. Well, that backfired. Anyone know how to thaw the Illuminary? So I love the flavor.
Yeah, there's I don't know. There's excitement in the air, man. I'm sure you're a part of many discords, but the discords were a buzz with all of the new fun stuff.
Yeah,
headed our way.
Absolutely. So this card, Winterspell, like from a story perspective, seems to follow Freeze the Vine. The Illuminary has been frozen. This is a fun little cantrip card here. Chosen location of yours can't be challenged until the start of your next turn, and draw a card. Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. This is one of those funny cards where clearly it has like some application. I mean, because there's so many things you can do with it. I mean, it almost guarantees, unless people are running targeted location removal or a bunch of Freeze the Vine, that your location will survive for a turn. So it can set up, a win. In niche scenarios, nobody's going to save it for this 2-turn combo, but in theory, it could set up a win, or it ensures locations that have a start of turn effect hang out. But it also draws a card, so it's like any of these other 1-cost cantrip cards. That's almost like an empty spot in your deck, because if you don't need it, you just cycle it or ink it early in the game, and it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, how do you feel about locations in general? Because it feels like we're about to be getting it's about to be reveal season, and I will not be surprised if we get like upwards of 10 to 20 new locations.
Yeah. What do I think about locations as a whole? I'm glad they exist, because it gives more more variance to the game. I I like. I don't know. I don't. Locations are tough because they have to have huge upside because they're just a tempo killer. In the early and mid game when you throw them out, it you're not establishing board presence to answer your opponent's board, and they just they'll net you a couple lore in the early game perhaps, but then they're kind of a tempo killer. So unless they're a card like Library or Queen's Castle that give you some sort of effect upside, they're kind of not super great. But you give them the right cards to work around them, and they could be okay. I don't know. I can't see you, so I can't take like your visual cues. But
I'm making the exact same face. I'm actually you're actually looking at real live footage of me. I'm good at playing a statue.
that's funny. I mean, if you could throw your voice and you're actually like just legit like playing a joke, that would be amazing.
Like Terry Fader, yeah. No, I I I think you've described like the old gripes, right, with locations, and it always felt like they were right on the edge of being good. There were a couple that were just so overpowered. Queen's Castle, Library. I don't think Seven Dwarves Mine was necessarily broken in any capacity, but
No.
there were solid picks. But it felt like all of the stuff, like there was a couple cards that like healed locations and a couple cards that had location interaction, but it just never felt like a real serious application into like a meta deck. This gets me excited that they've cracked a little bit of a code. Maybe they've taken some notes right off of the lack of usage of those cards. Like Moto Nui always seemed so good, just never saw play, right? Like Fairy Ship had its little moment when Sapphire Steel was running rampant for all the Ruby Amethyst believers, but I don't know. I look at this card and it made like the two cards combined, and it makes me go, okay. Now if we get these two cards and there's only like 4 new locations and none of them are super playable looking, then
Yeah.
maybe I'm a little less excited. But I don't know. I'm in full blown romantic. It's time to see some new cards, and I'm excited, Liam. So even this card I look at and I go, oh, it's the name of the set. It's the like uh, it's
Yeah.
beautiful artwork.
I mean, it is a gorgeous card, and I think it's the first time that we've seen the Illuminary like front and center and fully displayed in a card as the center of attention. We've seen cards like Whole New World where it's there as like part of the art, but like this is the first time we've actually seen it, and yeah, it's pretty. I need it as like a phone background, I think.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I do have to make a quick correction. A Blader Magician says I don't think it adds variance, it adds variables, and I think that's actually right. I used the wrong term there. Variance is a card used to describe, for the audience, variance is a card in TCGs that are used to describe like the options that you have in a turn, basically. So when you're sitting there and you have this many resources available, like variance is like I could do any of these things, and it gives you a feeling of agency as a player. Variables are more like macro, different options that you have. So yeah, locations do that.
Learning with Liam.
Yeah, I don't know. The only other thing that occurs to me is like locations were at their best really when they were paired with like board wipes. One of the things that makes them like tempo killers is they're immediately vulnerable, and so you have to control your opponent's characters in order to make maximum use of them. And when you lack good removal, it's just so much harder to play them. Here's a location, Brent. The Frozen Vine on the Vine Frozen Winterspell theme. When, yeah, interesting. I don't think it's good, but it's
Yeah,
interesting.
it's yeah. I saw this card and it made me go, that's a lot. That's a lot that has to happen for the card to be like, I mean, I guess there's a world where you put a character here and you're like, please don't challenge the character, or I'd rather you challenge the character than the location, and I get two lore, and so it's kind of like, okay, well, do you want to make that hard choice of banishing the location while my exerted character is here? But it feels like this feels like it's a card that you don't want to see on 3, right? It's a card that you want to see like later on where you can just move it over. But there's more like for if you're already doing like a 3-cost Amethyst location, like this is not even close to the library, in my opinion.
No, yeah, 100% agree. Yeah, I mean it's nice to get it back, but you have to set it up and for even if it had 5 willpower, like 5 or 6 willpower, it's so much more playable. But 4 is tough because you have all sorts of things like Lexington running around. You've got the Genie Elsa pair. There's just 4 is a real tough stat line in the mid game, and yeah, it requires setup. So I don't know. I'm not in love with it. I don't know if
Same,
yeah,
samesies.
but cool art, cool card. Again, if we're wrong in the chat, tell us. If we're like not hot in a card and you're like, I think it's great, let us know. Looking for any other locations. Didn't get any others.
Not yet.
Yeah, but there's some really fun cards. What do we want to talk about next? Oh goodness, are there any cards you're particularly excited about?
Oh man, I mean the Angel card is exciting. Timon was looking great. Ohana Means Family looks crazy to me. Looks absolutely insane. Rapunzel without the body is pretty crazy. And then obviously the Moana is like gonna be the talk of the town, I think.
Yeah. All right. Actually, we'll do Tink next because Fairy Queen Tink appropriately has been screaming about Tink since she got here, which is 100%. It's in your name, Fairy Queen Tink. I get it. And yeah, let me pull up that Ohana Means Family because where are ya? It's blue.
The enchanted artwork this set, though, might I just say, I just love.
Yeah.
It looks so nice. I don't know what it is. It's like this kind of flatter looking style with like it's a little more cartoonish. I'm no illustrator. I'm no art major. I don't know how to describe it, but I love what they're doing with these enchanteds and iconics this set here.
I really agree. I think it has it almost has like a Nordic feel to it, like the shapes and stuff that you see in like Frozen. And I think that plays on like the Winterspell, Frozen kind of deal. I agree with you though. Like every set, I'm like, I need these. I need these enchantments.
Is that not a chase? Like immediately?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I mean, whether it's playable or not, but it looks so playable. Tell me if I'm wrong, chat. This looks mighty playable to me.
Yeah. Draw 1 card for each damage remove. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I mean, 100%. I mean, Amber needed card draw. This is card draw. The healing is almost a bonus. You could make a card that says, don't even heal the damage, just like draw a card for each damage counter on one of your characters, and it would be playable. This is pretty nuts. And now
3 inkable?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Now, can you imagine if it was a song? Like
that would be too broken. Then it would have to be like 5, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or uninkable.
Right. But so good, and there's so many different possibilities this unlocks. I mean, all the Ruby self-damage cards. Like Ruby Amber fans looked at this and went, oh my.
Oh, yeah. Especially with that Minnie Mouse. I thought about Amber Amethyst, the old Amber Ammy, and the Monstro, and I thought, whoa, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Habibi says very playable, and if Habibi says it's playable, you know it's playable. Color card draw attached color mechanics is cool. A lot of people pointing out the artwork on the enchanted reminds them of paper cutouts, and somebody may have actually may have said that that's actually the inspiration, because it does look like that.
Oh, it's just so cute. Look at these
And
ice ducks.
ice ducks, I know, and I love when cards get emotion too. Like this one reminds me of, it's meant to riff on the. This is an excuse to do it like lost, lost.
Oh,
What are you doing? Waiting. For what? Family? You don't have one. I made you. You were meant to destroy. You can never belong. But maybe I could. All right, I'm done.
I am smiling, man. I can't. I'm bad at memorizing like movie lines and quotes. I can never. I'm so bad at that. I'm impressed that not only did you do two characters, you knew all the lines. That's so good.
I appreciate that. It means a lot coming from you. That scene just gets me right in the feels every time.
So good.
Um,
Oh, yeah, that movie is, and it was extra special growing up in Hawaii and watching that
ah,
movie like in my hometown. It's like nuts. It's
yeah,
absolutely nuts.
that must be so. That must have been so cool. Um, that must have been so cool. Yeah,
One of the coolest.
this card's great. Oh, thank you, Dana. That was fun. Ice ducks are cool. Jonathan Snow, 88 says, new player here. When does rotation happen in this game? Thanks for answering. It will happen in the summers. So we have Whispers, we have Winterspell. We're gonna have Wilds, and then I think Vine will be rotation, right?
I mean, if they're doing the 4 sets and then we rotate, that's basically what it's been, Jonathan Snow. Now, we don't know for sure that that's what it's going to be, but if it repeats itself, then historically that will be correct.
Yeah.
By the time we get to Vine, that's
Yeah.
the new rotation.
And so we'll have 4 sets legal at that point. And so everything from Fabled and before will drop out. And then we'll be left with those 4 most recent sets. Yeah, this card. Anyway, yeah. Enchantments, bonkers, everything bonkers. Let's take a look at this one. Now this, okay, Brent, this is, what is, I should know this, but the promo is for, is this a Set Champs promo?
I am watching your YouTube. I don't know if there's some kind of way you can share the screen, but I'm watching the YouTube and you're on a bit of a delay. So
Oh,
now
no.
I'm going to see what you're.
Okay. I wonder if I can. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can share the screen so it's quicker.
This Tinkerbell promo is what you were asking about?
Yeah.
4 more cards in this hand. This character gains evasive. You have 7 more cards in your hand. This character gets +3. I mean, part of me feels like it's too conditional, but another part of me goes, yeah, but it's Amethyst, so you're probably going to have that amount of cards anyway. You're aiming to gain a whole bunch of cards in hand. And then Hades looking for a deal becomes a little stronger with this probably because your opponent doesn't want you drawing the amount of cards necessary to trigger any of these effects. And so maybe they're more apt to, make the deal and put the character at the bottom. Little things like that, but nothing huge, I don't think. Not game changing or meta breaking.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's 3 for, even at 3 for a 3/3 evasive, it's Dumbo with no cool ability. Well, Dumbo 4, but yeah, so it's cool, it's neat. But I think you can build some fun decks around it, like that are drawing, bonkers cards. I suppose you could run it in I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's super playable, but there are applications you can think of where it would be a neat. You could work it in Blurple, use it for the evasive wars in the mid game, and then hit a second star and win the game on 4. But I don't know. It's fun. I don't know that it sees a ton of play. But the art's fantastic, and yeah. And I will say this too, Brent. I think if this is a set champs promo, which it sounds like it is, this will draw people out to win it just for the art, whether or not it's playable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's gonna want this card.
No arguments from me there. This is, I mean, they're really going all out here on these enchanted arts, these full arts. I mean, I even the little like store promos that you can get, how they have like this cool border around them that they're kind of incorporating in, looks a little bit like a storybook. Like they're up in the game, man. I'm highly positive. I'm highly positive about Winterspell, about the game in general. But I see art like this, and it makes me go, yeah, I got a right to be positive.
Yeah, I agree with you. It is interesting with the enchantments because I was a bit worried because it felt like the Winterspell enchanteds were reminiscent of the Fabled enchanteds in a way. They were a bit darker, and you had, Headless Horseman, you had the Horned King, and some others that were, again, that like their style was a bit darker, but fundamentally they didn't feel like a set necessarily. They were just reminiscent of the Fabled enchanteds. These once again feel like a set, and I like that.
Same.
Yeah. So it's just beautiful. Yeah, and everybody pointing out that. Can you imagine the mat? Like,
oh, if they put some foil in on that mat that you can win in store, that's gonna be like, oh
my
game
goodness.
over, dude.
Yeah, I tell you, if it's not foiled, you better believe I'm hitting up Matified once this comes out. There's some foil on that thing. What else? I don't know. There's a lot of other fun stuff. Let's take a look. Angel's fun. Here's a fun little evasive card. Yeah. I'm sorry, not evasive. I can't talk, and this is why I'm a bad Twitch streamer. I can't talk and do things at the same time. So even if I'm trying to like adjust the card and talk, like my brain's doing other stuff. Here's a fun little card. Experiment 64. No cards in your hand. This character gains resist 2. Once during your turn, you may choose and discard a card to deal 2 damage to chosen character. Thank goodness it's only once during your turn, right?
Yeah, like that ability, if you could chain it multiple times in some kind of I don't know, heavy draw strategy, that would be bonkers. But I don't know. I'm not super high on this card. I don't know if it deserves legendary status. I'll put it that way. It seems like a fine card in certain strategies. Maybe I'm missing something, but the fact that you gotta have 0 cards in hand and it's only resist +2, like, am I missing something, Liam, or is this one of the first that makes me go, I don't know.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, the ability to deal 2 damage every turn on repeat is cool. It's kind of like so I don't know. It's a cool ability because you can do stuff with it. Especially like imagine pairing it with a Cheshire Cat, where you can just sit back and once a turn blast something for 2 and slide it around. And but I don't know. Like the stats are too low for me. And even a 4 for a 3/3 where there's this 2 that quest for 1, it's like, that's fine. It's fine. It doesn't strike me as a legendary, and again, I might be missing something, but I don't know.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time I've missed something, but I mean, yeah, just looking at it feels mid, not bad, not great.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It's possible we get, you know what I would have liked? Imagine if it said, once during your turn, when you discard a card. But
Yeah, and it would work with the steel synergies. That would be nice too. I mean, uh, yeah, yeah. I'm with you. I just can't. I can't imagine with the amount of powerful steel cards, with the amount of powerful all the different kinds of colors that you would want to pair in with this. Like, it's hard for me to imagine having such a luxury of a hand that you're like, oh yes, let me discard one of my powerful cards to deal 2 damage.
that's fair. Unless, I agree with you completely. Somebody did, point out the gargoyles down below. So there's a world in which you can use it to get under the Stone by Day ability. If you're pairing it with a number of different gargoyles, gives you a card outlet. But again, I don't know. It's fine.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of any card that says when you have 0 cards in hand, then this character gets slightly more powerful.
That's right.
It's like, dude, I'm gonna lose. I have 0 cards in hand. What are you talking about?
Right. Even if Angel quested for 2 lore, and then that resist 2 feels like a pretty good benefit because you can use it as a closer and she's really difficult to deal with. That would have been cool, but that's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine. But then we got another card from Stitch here. Look at Ruben.
Yeah, this feels quite playable with the right strats. I mean, I don't know if Amber Steel aggro makes a return. I'm not upset about challenging in a Rhino into something pretty big, into like a Demona, and then healing up 2 of the damage. And wait, no, that wouldn't work because you're 4/3. Anyways,
Yeah.
my whole point is, it feels like this card has some legs, a little more than Angel, but maybe a little less than, say, Ohanamin's family.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's fun. It's not one of those you look at like Ohanamin's family. You look at it and you're like, oh my goodness, like that's amazing. This is fine. It has some utility. I think it fits, most cleanly in the the Ruby Amber Damage Matters deck, as a lot of these cards do. You drop a Maloon. You drop a Mulan on turn 1. She puts a couple damage on her. Maybe you get a quest out of her. Ruben on 2, turn 3. You're already set up to ramp 2. But then he's vulnerable. So I don't know. He's kind of cool. But nothing busted,
Overall, I'm excited to see. It feels like, I believe the magic term is tribal. It feels like the tribal alien kind of stuff might actually see some play. The galactic headquarters, or whatever that location is called, seemed pretty broken.
Yes.
Right? Like, if you have enough alien characters, and it feels like we're getting a lot of alien characters. So, yeah, I don't know. Detectives, people said tribal is not really going to be a thing. Detectives becomes a thing in a few different colors. Maybe we see the alien stuff. That's the angle I've been looking at it with. It's like, ooh, when does that one location get really good? What is it called?
Galactic Council Chamber?
Yes.
Yeah. I would love to see aliens be a thing. Justice for Gantu. Justice for Gantu. Somebody pointing out, the Enchanted Table pointing out, so that Mulan shift play I was talking about. Mulan 1, Ruben on 2. Then on 3, you can reduce the shift cost to play Shift Mulan on 3, which is pretty good. So it does. There are some interesting lines it sets up, which is pretty good. So
yeah.
Oh, hey, you're there.
New wombo combo.
Oh,
I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put some light on my face.
Oh no, there you go.
Oh.
All right, you're in.
Oh, here I am.
Yeah.
No.
Hey.
Okay.
No, yeah, you're good. You're good. Cool. It's Streamlabs. I swear it's Streamlabs. At least Streamlabs is not great. But good to see you.
Good to see you too. This
Um,
face that I was making before looks like I stole something, and you caught me on camera. That's what, what the old face looked like.
yeah. It was a pretty good one. Um, I don't know. Yeah, Ruben. I just like seeing Ruben in the game because I don't know. It's cool to see. It's not another franchise, but it kind of is another franchise because we're going into like the Stitch TV show and all the Stitch expansions rather than just the base movie, and that's really exciting. Speaking of which,
Agreed.
this is from I've not watched. Full disclosure, I've not watched all of the Stitch expansions. I apologize to everyone, but I'm pretty sure Dr. Hamstreevil is from that franchise.
Yes. Yes, he is. I also did not watch it because I didn't have Disney Channel growing up for a long time. But
Same.
yeah, my wife really loved this card.
Yeah.
The old
Um,
Dananana Mukai in chat.
um,
Alien character card.
so she loved it when she saw it,
Yeah, she was happy.
just because of the character or because of the ability.
I don't think they're mutually exclusive.
That's fair. That's
An
fair.
opposing character can't challenge during their next turn. Uh, yeah. This looks like a. If we're going along with the alien tribal, this card gets kind of good.
Yeah, I agree. It's again, I don't know if this will be competitively viable. It all depends on how much, alien synergy, how many good aliens we get. But there's a world in which you're playing, um, even like a kind of casual ish alien deck, and this card is playable for free. I mean, in the late game, you draw them, you play them for free, which is wild. Which is just wild. And he's in the color that likes to draw and discard cards. So, it you're just loading up your discard pile with stuff, and then you're just dropping him for free, and he protects your stuff. And I think he's great. I don't know if he'll be competitively viable in a meta relevant deck, but it's a great card to have in the game because it's just going to allow for some really fun games when you build around him.
If we see an Amber Steel Aliens deck next set, I'm going to be very happy. And it feels like that's more or less what they're kind of guiding our snouts in the direction of, so to speak. And that excites me. I would love to see some of these, Angels Amber, Galactic Council Chamber Steel. We get some location stuff. We're cooking.
Yeah. Yeah. Sing Circle of Life, says Vader Lama. True. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's fun. Also, your amazing wife just subscribed, and that's awesome. So
Shout outs. Dana Nana.
dana dana na 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 dana na 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 dana na 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 mukai.
We've spared no expense. Look at these Lorcana cards.
Okay. I just want to look at this one because the art is bonkers, and I understand. Does this? I missed the lore cast. I'm just looking at the cards. Is this from the new film? This outfit, or is this? I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't know. She's Floodborn, so it could be anything. But
I don't think it is.
look at this craziness. Nicholas Cole coming back. Let's see. Shift forward and play this character or play location. You may exert chosen character with 3 or less. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you there. It's If we have a good shift target, maybe. I mean, we do have that 3-drop draw a card, Elsa, so maybe this kind of fits into that kind of a curve if we're doing Ruby Amethyst locations. They bring back some Jim Hawkins. I mean, but on its own, in a void, I look at this and I go, that distant call, maybe a little too distant.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. If we are building around locations, if we do have a location synergy deck, I mean, she quests for 4 at a location, which is not bad at all. So, there's a world in which you get her out, drop a 1 move location and a single turn drop move quest. Like, you can set up some stuff, but I don't know. Her ability is interesting, like the Endless Winter ability, because it does mean if you're pursuing that line, you drop or you exert something, and then next turn you drop a location, exert another character. It does occur to me that so 3 or less seems like it is limiting initially, right? But in the mid-game evasive brawls that the meta like revolves around right now, I mean, what do you have, right? You have Genie, you have Elsa, you have Dumbo, like Madam M Elephant. There's all of these like mid-game 3 strength characters, and if you're playing her and dropping locations next turn and exerting them, like there's a world in which she's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I get what
stretching.
you're saying. I mean, no, I mean, there's synergy, right? There is synergy. Grimoire Marcanorum can get a little bit, a little stronger with that. Vader Lama saying you can choose your own, like a Hercules, because she is a hero, but Hercules has too much strength to do that. But a good idea, you're right. If we get more cards like that, I mean, feels a little too situational. And those feel like the cards that are always the hardest to judge. Is like, well, how often am I going to be in this situation? I don't know. What's the meta look like? I don't know. So it's like, but what this card kind of does is any Elsas that you play. So let's say you are playing the shift line for this one in the new set. Somebody was saying that it was revealed. I can't remember it off the top of my head. Or the Amethyst Elsa, and you got a couple locations out. Well, now when you're choosing Headless Horseman, targets, or, you're choosing your Strength of a Raging Fire target, maybe it forces them to respect the shift line. Even if you don't have it, you can set up some good bluffs in that way. But
Yeah,
that's a lot. That's a lot that you're building around, right? So who's to say any of what I just suggested will ever work? But if it does, now it's on film, and you all heard it here, folks.
that's right. Clip it.
Clip it.
Clip this. Well, here's the shift target we saw. Concerned sister. Really like the artwork on this. Really like the artwork. When we play this character, you may pay 2 less for the next location you play this turn.
I mean, again, right? How much support of locations are we going to get? Are locations viable? Is this now turning into like a Ruby Steel strategy? I don't know about you, man, but when I think of locations, I always think of that John Silver first. So my first thought is always, well, you got to put the John Silver in the deck. He's
Yeah,
the
of course,
location guy.
Yeah.
And now they're saying, well, Ruby is also going to help you out with location. So maybe this is just more for the Ruby Steel lovers out there, is what it feels like. They're trying to give some hope. And there are some real Ruby Steel heads. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes. Yes. There are people who have been rooting for that color. Rust, I think they call it, since set 1.
Rust. I love that.
Yeah. That's how I've heard it described. That's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to make that, if those colors become like competitively viable, that's what I'm going to go with. Rust. But yeah, I mean, neat card, I guess. But yeah, I mean, really, they're gonna have to be like one or two like really bonkers locations that they print where you're like, oh, I see. Um, and then we're all building around those cards. Uh, Reginald McGuffin in the chat saying, "I'm a Ruby Steel guy." Yeah, I believe it. Ruby Steel fans. I don't know. Let's see.
I gotta say, I have not met a Ruby Steel person that I have not liked. I've enjoyed all the Ruby Steel lovers out there. So, shout outs to you. Let's make it work. When it works, give me a call because it seems like a fun deck. I wanna have Mulan. I wanna say I play Mushu. I would love to say I play my Mushu. It just hasn't happened yet. This isn't the right time.
Yeah,
but soon perhaps.
You made me think of he's like, shout out to you. You know those old Bud commercials where they're like, "Here's to you, Mister," something. That's what you reminded me of. Here's to you, Ruby Steel fans. You're here set after set, mining the previews for cards that'll make you competitively viable. They never are, but you never give up the faith.
We're gonna play the Seven Dwarfs Mine. That Mulan can challenge running characters.
We need to clip this.
We do need to clip that. That was really nice.
Somebody clip that. I don't know how to do it.
Somebody clip it and call up the New York Times and tell them they got some footage here that they're gonna want to see.
Right. There's an ad campaign. So I did just Mr. Happy Go Lucky says, haven't played since Set 2. Is Pixelborn still up, or do people play somewhere else now? Pixelborn is not up. Pixelborn Connect is up, though. You can play webcam games. And there's also a couple other online platforms. To be honest, I don't use terribly often because I'm bad at technology. But no, Pixelborn is not here. And saying you don't want to show up in your local game store not knowing the meta at all. Yeah, I will say if you, Mr. Happy Go Lucky, if you want, go back and watch just a little bit of the DLC Richmond footage because if you watch a few rounds, you'll have an idea of what the meta is. You'll see a couple of competitive decks, and I don't know, you can get a good catch up there.
Absolutely.
I don't know anything else. By the way, Brent, if you have to go. I don't feel like you have to give up the whole night, but I will stay and chat with you as long as you want because I'm having fun.
I'd love to see a few more cards, Liam. I got some Chipotle waiting for me. I got my wife and a new cooking show waiting for us downstairs. But for you, Liam, I want to see a few more cards. I'm jamming. I'm jimming and jamming, man.
You know what show I just watched? You said new cooking show. You know what I just watched that I loved?
What?
A Korean reality show called Culinary Class War.
I love that show.
Yes. Okay. I just finished the first season and I'm in love with it.
Did you bring that up? Do you know that I play the judge?
No.
I'm the English voice of the judge. So if
Which
you listen
one?
to that show in English, I forget his name. I'm the older guy.
No.
The eccentric older guy.
No.
Funniest bites. Yeah, I'm that guy's voice.
No.
Dude, we just finished season 2. My wife and I like 2 or 3 days ago, and we were losing our minds. Just wait. Culinary Class War is so good, dude.
Aaron. So Aaron is dyslexic, and so has a hard time watching shows with subtitles because it sometimes is very, very fast and doesn't keep up. So we watch most everything dubbed. So we've been listening to you for the last couple weeks and had no idea.
So funny.
Aaron!
That's crazy, dude. I'm always like, who's watching dubs? Nobody's watching live action dubs. Anime, sure, but who's watching live action dubs? More people than I thought. Because we always think, nobody's watching it. But yeah, that's super cool. I thought for sure you brought it up because I thought you were doing me up. But man, that's
no. I had no idea.
So good, though. If you like cooking shows, ladies and gentlemen, Go watch Culinary Class Wars. You're welcome. It's so good.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. You just blew my mind. Okay. Yeah, Culinary Class War. You should check it out. Listen to Brent. Chat. Watch it dubbed now. Aaron. The old judge in Culinary Class War. Brent Mukai is the voice actor who dubbed it. Wild, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. I love you. Bye. She was asleep. That was a terrible idea. She's very excited though. All right. Let's look at cards.
Somebody has suggested promos or enchanteds.
Okay. Well, let's take. So we looked at a couple enchanted. Actually, okay, we can look at some promos, but let's take a look at some iconics just for kicks.
Yeah. Liam.
Yeah.
I got bills to pay, man. How am I gonna do that when I buy this Pocahontas?
Yeah. I don't know. Me either. Like I here's the thing. I haven't even looked at what the card does yet. I don't even care right now. Like this is just it's really cool. It's really cool.
Agreed. I mean, and this is like way worse than what it'll look like in person.
I know.
Like in person, this is going to be shocking. Like, I don't know how many of the iconics you've seen. I've seen them all at this point in person, and they all blew me away because I always thought, the iconic cards, they look nice, but we'll have to see what that foiling looks like. Get out. And this card looks this beautiful off the rip, off of a JPEG.
Yeah.
From Instagram.
Yeah.
Get out of here, people. Oh.
Yeah, it's just it's really good. It's really good. I don't know what else to say about the art. Like it's really good. They do have like there's the floating lore around it. And I just noticed too the silhouettes in the background. You have like people following her. Looks like.
I didn't even see that. Oh, that's really cool. Who is that?
I don't know.
They look like they have top knots.
Right?
Who?
I don't know.
Who is that?
There's some, I mean,
a mystery.
In the card brief, like somebody, I don't know, some story there. And her ability when you play this character, if you use shift to play her, and none of your characters challenge this turn, characters can't challenge until the start of your next turn. So, kind of playing off the movie where she stops the fight. But
she's the peacekeeper.
Yeah. I do love the flavor too of like none of your characters can have challenge, right? So you can't do this thing where you're like your character's gonna go fight and then you stop the retaliation. Like no. Like you have to practice what you preach here, which is I don't know fun to me. Yeah. So Dognormus LLC is saying it's her tribe, Coco One perhaps, could be. Could be.
Been too long since I've seen the movie. I don't know it, but
and her friend Maki.
Somebody said maybe Kronk.
Maybe Kronk.
Now I hope it's Kronk.
Could be. Who's to say it's not?
Oh man, this is so exciting, man. Pocahontas. I don't. As far as the ability goes, any ability that says you gotta shift them or else. It's not gonna work. Usually it's like, but 3/6 quest for 2. You drop this down. This is still, and we're out of horseman range. I kind of like it.
So I will say, like, I agree with you. When shifting is a requirement, it always feels tough. It is better though when the shift cost is low, because think about this shifting. So this is shift 3. So now there's a world in which we don't get a 1 or a 2 cost Pocahontas. There's a world in which you have to shift this on a more expensive card. That is possible. But most likely we're going to get something in the 1 or 2 slot for this card. And that means you can shift her on turn 3. On turn 3, you can have a 3/6. That protects everything.
Yeah.
And that's pretty nuts.
Yeah. I mean, just the fact that if you play this on curve, I guess it does stop like Calhoun, stops their cheeky little Captain Hooks and Rafiki's coming in, but yeah, we'll see. It feels very playable. Even without the effect, feels quite playable.
You know what, Brent?
Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking?
What?
Now. Steel Song in Infinity.
Uh-huh.
Because she sings Whole New World, right? So you drop a 1 or a 2 turn Pocahontas, you're shifting on 3, singing Whole New World, and now nothing is challenged, and she can't be challenged on the crackback. And then if you set up like a turn, let's say your shift target's a turn 2 play. On turn 1, you've set up Cinderella. You draw a whole new hand, you draw into strength, you play strength, you sing with your Cinderella. You have not challenged, and your exerted characters now can't be challenged back because she's protecting your board. Like, this is
she's like the new Robin Hood.
Yeah.
In a better slot, probably. Arguable, but yeah, I do like that. I do love Sing Whole New World, shift her on. You got a fresh set of cards. Your opponent can't challenge in. I mean, that's a pretty bad place to be if I'm sitting on the other side of that.
Yeah. I mean, then everything's up until the next turn. It's wild.
Dogs. The dogs. Dognormous. Saying the dogs are a peaceful pack. Put her in my deck. That works too.
Yeah.
Has some dogs synergy.
Dogs are out questing and yeah,
but they won't be barking. Oh, Ancestral Legacy. I mean, you can ink cards from your discard. Liam, is the game just over now? Have we reached the pinnacle of what Sapphire can do with this card? Some people are speaking like this is going to be game and meta defining. What say you?
Yes, it's okay. It is okay. It's okay. It's pretty good. I there's probably a bunch of scenarios that I'm not thinking of. I mean, she basically says draw a card every turn, right? Like, in a way.
Yeah.
A little bit worse because you don't have to ink out of your hand, so you get to keep an extra card. So it's like a static ability that says draw a card every turn. And we've seen Beast that can do that. Basically draw a card every turn, which is arguably better because then you're seeing more of your deck. So, like, I don't know. It's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
It's cool.
Okay. I do think that it will be good. This feels like another Cinderella card where everybody was like, this is going to be the greatest card of all time. And then it was like, well, it wasn't the greatest card of all time, but still pretty good. Yeah, still pretty good. We're putting in that Richmond DLC champion deck, no less. Maybe we'll see Fungus playing a little bit of the Moana Curious Explorer, but you got to say, this iconic with these colors, man, it's gonna be a banger.
Yeah. I find it interesting. So some people pointing out, hey, the artist. Somebody early on said the art is fine, like they're mid on this artwork. A lot of people say it's great. the thing that makes it really good, like, I do like the focus on the character. I do like the stylization, but you can see where the foiling is going to be. It's going to be teal foiled, kind of like the Hades purple foiled, and you can see where the foil is going to hit in the artwork and the
Yeah.
swirls, and just all of the text and everything being foiled along with the swirls and the art. Like, um, it'll be really, really, uh, it'll be amazing in person. I
Don't
think.
sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. And if you rip this and you're in person, you can come find me and give it to me because I will gladly take it off your hands. If you ain't feeling the Moana iconic, I kind of gotta. When you're from Hawaii, you gotta support the Moanas and the Lilo and Stitches of the world. So I will be trying to own this card for sure. But I mean, I see the comments in chat, and I'm with you all. But I want to reserve it until I see the freaking. Oh, let me see it in person, and then I'll make my judgment. Because off rip, I would have said Hades. It's all right. But when you see that bad boy in person,
Yeah,
Liam, gorgeous.
yeah, 100% agree with you. Agree with you. Yeah, I love it. I also love, in the iconic slot, we got Minnie and Mickey early on, which are iconic characters, and then we deviate a little bit. It feels like with Hades, even though you could argue he's an iconic character, but we also got Ariel, and now we're getting two princesses, and I would love to see a world in which the princess line kind of continues, and we end up with all of the iconic princesses, like the canonical Disney princesses.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
And villains. I would take villains too.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Because then you have princesses and villains. I agree.
Well, they set the
Um,
precedent with Hades. That's all I'm saying.
it's
Is
no,
that
you're
like,
right. You're right.
yeah. I just, man, people be asking in the chat, Liam. We got to show them some promos. I'm
Oh,
seeing the people are ravenous,
oh yes. Okay,
ravenous for
I'm
these
sorry.
promo cards. And these look like some weird bangers. This Grammatala, man. Yeah, that's
Sorry.
pull this up. I'm curious what you think about this. It's like I don't know what you think about this card. Talk to the people, Liam. Off rip, how do you feel about it?
I like that it exists. Um, because we don't have anything like it yet.
Yeah.
Um, it's not. It's not going to be played unless we get something new, like some new stuff. Like it's not going to be. I think meta relevant. It just takes too much setup, and it's a dead card otherwise. Uninkable kills it. Um, so I love that it exists though because there are, you know, it is playable in some fun, casual decks, theme decks. It's not never gonna see play, but
At most, probably a one of, two of. Or maybe there's a world where I don't know if you've tried out the Joshua Paltree Amber Sapphire deck.
mm,
I feel like this card would go really well into that deck because most of your characters are ramping you for absolute free off the top of your deck. Like not most, but a lot of your characters are just utilizing that effect. You're drawing off the Chicha. So you're gonna get to like 7, 8 ink pretty quickly. And then you still keep drawing these characters off the top. You get some 9, 10, 11s in there, and now Grammatala costs 1. I mean, maybe worth a 1 of or 2 of in the deck. I don't know, but man, I'm going to tell you, I don't think I've had more fun than playing Joshua Paltree's deck. It is one of the most fun decks I've ever played, if not the most fun.
I I want to build it now. I love watching his decks go. They typically make me emotional on camera just because of how amazingly built they are and how they function and I don't know, like works of art. But I haven't played it and I wanted to, and you are making me want to build it tomorrow.
Liam, sleeve it up, man. It brought a smile to my face.
Okay. Okay. I'll take a look because that looks like a ton of fun. Um, stop radio. I noticed that my audio is messing up. I can't figure out why. I'm trying to fix it, but I'm without rebooting the stream. I'm not sure if I can, so I'll try to keep working on it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. She's fun. There are cards that I like that they exist because it means that you can do fun things with them in more casual games, even if they're not meta relevant. And this is something we haven't seen yet, and so I'm glad that it exists. But yeah, but the board is cool.
And these promos, the border of this, I just love. It just makes it feel more special.
I agree. And ABBC pointing out, looking at the card, Brent, I was hyper focused on like the border, but the ink banner is different too.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Unless I'm wrong.
What's different about it? I'm not the most observant when it comes to art. Everybody.
So So take a look. We'll take a look at one of the other Sapphire ones. It follows the. Oh goodness, there's no other like.
Oh, there's a Moana up top.
Oh yeah.
The non-iconic one, yeah.
Well, this is totally different too.
And that one's also special.
Yeah, because it's a legendary. So here we go. All right. So this is the typical border. This is a flood border, but it's the same. It has like the sacred geometry where you have the lines and the circles, and and then on this one, it's a lot more just solid, like straight up.
Yeah.
Solid with
2 Teach 5. I'm pretty sure that this is the league promos. Am I correct in that, Liam? These are what you're going to get at league when you go.
I am pretty sure that is correct. I need to double check the recording, but I think that's correct.
You're right. It doesn't have the swirls. Oh, I gotta say, I love listening to you, Liam, because you pick up on all these details that I typically miss. I'm just like, what? Oh yeah, I guess that is a book. And it's oh, there's music notes there because it's a song. And I never even noticed.
Yeah, that was a whole thing. That was way back in the day. That was a whole there's a whole thesis on it, and eventually they confirmed it. That was fun. This is great though. I mean, this is just a fun card. The art is fun. White Rabbit is great. And let's see if this is the first. Okay, I'm reading this card for the first time right now. So if this is your first turn and you're not the first player, you may pay 1 less to play this character. Sick. Cool.
Yeah. I love it.
I like
the
it too.
catch-up cards.
Yep.
I'm about it.
I think this is fun. I don't know. This one in particular. I think those cards will see play. I don't think they're going to see. There are only going to be a few mixed in because I think the stat lines of those cards are going to be such that on the play they're just not great, right? Like this is Go-Go Tamago or Tamago without the upside of being able to gain a ton of lore. But if you work in, I don't know, 6 to 8 of these cards so that on a full mulligan you have like an 80 to 85% chance of hitting one. Or if you have 8, a 91% chance, 92% chance, then on the draw you're always going to have one. They could be good. This one I don't know.
Yeah. Not this one in particular, the Angel, where it's 2 costs, Singer 2 or Singer 3, where it's basically Cinderella with an extra strength pip, and also you can only play it on the draw. Because the worst feeling in the world was somebody dropping down Cinderella and you go, okay, great. On the play, and you're like, do I even bother playing anything that's not an Olaf or a mini here? Like, what am I freaking doing here? Now we got the same type of thing, but it's like this is a catch-up card. This is the card that helps you to catch up in the game a little bit, which people have talked about play draw disparity since the beginning of the game. And guess what, everybody? Ravensburger listened. And now we got, I don't know why I'm talking so quiet, but now we got it. We got the underdog ability. And this is just the start. It's just the beginning. And that's voice acting. So
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Thank you.
I still can't believe you're the judge.
I can't believe it either, dude. When I keep getting called in for stuff, I'm always like, whoa, cool. They still want me.
I can't
That
believe
is the
it.
life I live.
And your range is so good. Like man.
Oh, thank you, man. Well, yeah, but you ain't got a bad range yourself, man. You can do, like literally you can do Stitch, and I cannot. I've tried so hard. I just do not know what that muscle is, and it's just like, oh, I guess I can't do that.
I have one
SPM.
voice. I have one voice. But yeah, my one thing I can do. Although I say one, Stitch is very similar to Pikachu.
I have never once thought to myself,
Same
oh,
muscle.
look, it's blue Pikachu. I mean Stitch.
Yeah, same muscle. Same like.
Interesting. Oh, that is good. You could also do Meatwad if you ever watched Hunger Force.
Oh, I've not.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force. You could kill it on a Meatwad. Ladies and gentlemen, if you watch, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, we got the Elisa Maza. We got the
More
spoiler
gargoyles.
alert. Spoilers. If you haven't watched the show, I haven't seen up to this episode. But there are spoilers in the cards, people.
Yeah, I haven't either. But yeah. Also, hey Steven, thanks for hanging out. It's Let's Talk Lorcana the sequel ish. Yeah, this is, I don't know. I love that we're getting more gargoyles. Gargoyles in Ruby though, and detective synergy in Ruby. So like, I don't know. I don't know. This is fun. I wonder.
Maybe some of the other Ruby gargoyles get a little more attention, a little bit of Broadway, a little bit of Brooklyn.
Yeah. You know who hates this card?
Who?
Tiana hates this card.
Character strength. Oh yeah, this is like instant Tiana lose. Like Amber Steel aggro. Yeah. I don't want to call it, but I'm seeing a lot of evidence that it might be over. It might be over. The good old days.
I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting ability, like, because it insulates you. I mean, it insulates you against like the Sapphire Coil and things like that. Other than that, there's not a ton of like strength modification. There's really two like meta relevant three. We had the coil and that was the thing, but there's only two others really. One is, Head Tell Higher Lost in the Woods paired with Under the Sea, which, wiped your board, and this prevents that. And the other is Tiana, who, like, you're like, okay, this counters her ability completely. So I don't know. It's kind of niche, but yeah, it's neat.
It is, and I mean, yeah, it's just not meta relevant right now. Like one or two sets ago, it would have been much more. I mean, last set it would have been extraordinarily relevant. But yeah, Tiana has. I have not seen a lot of Tiana lately.
It's almost like they're giving Ruby all of their cards one set late as a joke.
Yeah, right. That's exactly what they're doing. Oh man! Next set, Dumbo will be irrelevant.
Yep.
Ruby just has a card that says "Pay one, draw a card," and any card named Dumbo goes straight to the discard.
That's right. That's right.
This would have been great during 2 sets ago. Oh,
It's like when you play this card, banish a Dumbo character.
yeah. The card's just called Wumbo Dumbo. The Wumbo Dumbo. Draw 6 cards, banish a character named Dumbo. Oh, and of course it's Ruby. No.
Yeah. Jaffet Rodriguez pointing out it counters Del Lullaby as well. True. But I would argue Del's Lullaby, like the strength reduction, it's really there to kill illusions mostly. I feel like.
It's usually there for that effect. Sometimes it works hand in hand with like an Under the Sea that you got.
True.
If you're still doing Under the Sea Dogs, Chromicon. But hey, we got our little buddy Timon Cowell. That's what I like to call him. Timon, I know it, everybody. I'm just giving you a little bit of a razz.
As a weird side note, you want something cool, Brent?
Yeah.
Look at this. Oh, you can't see it.
I can.
Can you?
Pumbaa.
That and this are from the film.
That is gorgeous.
These are screen used animation from the movie.
Why is Pumbaa so sad? What scene is that from?
So these are from the same scene. This is where Timon and Pumbaa find Simba, and they're like, Simba, what happened? He's like, something terrible. I don't want to talk about it. And then Pumbaa says, anything we can do to help. And he looks very concerned.
Oh,
so, that's cool.
That's so nice.
But I don't have a Timon though. So. But all right, what do you think? What do you think of this guy?
I mean, the Amber Sapphire. If we go off of the Joshua Paul tree, there's a lot of cards that are actually building off of that specific deck that will make that viable, and I think this card will also be one of them. What a card!
Yeah, I agree. It's really good. I think it. Okay, so Dog Normouse LLC, is this card just a worse Mowgli? No, and there's and we can talk about why, because it's better and worse in some regards. The one thing that makes it better is that it's a card of your choice, and Mowgli says it's a card of their choice. So if they've insulated a key combo piece, like they can discard, whatever they want. And this is functionally better because it allows you to pick. The difference between 2 and 3, though, is actually really significant, though, in a world in which Sapphire is always trying to ramp on 2. And even then strength is a thing, and people are looking to potentially strength on, they could strength on 3, or have other removal options, because the difference between turn 2 and 3 is huge in that regard. Mowgli is really good on 2 for a variety of reasons, but one of them is, in some matchups, you can hit the sail and just end the game. This doesn't allow you to do that.
Yeah, it costs 1 more than Ludwig von Drake, so that's a bit of a bummer, but nobody's really playing a lot of the Amber Sappy stuff. What I'll say, though, man, is like 2/3 body, quest for 1, and then you also get the benefit of looking at your opponent's hand, and the chances are pretty decent that they have a non-character card, especially if you play it on 3. It does, to your point, yes, they could have played the strength, but that means that they were on the play and then decided to not sing it. They played it, and that means they didn't have a turn 3 play. Like, if they do the thing where they want to sing with it and they're on the play, they're going to keep it 1 additional time. This is the perfect card to come down. Your opponent has to kind of respect it if you're playing Mowgli's and Timon's. I mean, they're giving Amber some fuel here, which is exactly what they needed. They needed to give Amber some fuel. And, I mean, what were we talking about at the beginning of all this? we're expecting some location
Locations.
support. There's going to be locations, and people are going to be trying these location decks. Now, if they ever get there because of cards like this, because of decks like Amber Sapphire that are going to play Ludwig von Drake's and this and Mowgli's, I mean, locations might not be a thing just because of that, but I'm telling you,
Yep.
There's potential. There's some real potential here.
Yep. Nope. I think you're right. You brought up an amazing point there, which was, because Amy in the chat saying picking a song, action, or item sounds really good to me. It is really good, but yeah, the location piece, though, in a set where we're just seeing indications that locations are going to be a big part of the meta potentially, it's huge. Because here's the thing, even if you don't hit, on a card like this, even if you don't hit a key combo piece or something that's super relevant on that turn, like picking the ramp or picking the strength before turn 4, sniping anything reduces your opponent's flexibility when it comes to inking, and now they're inking things that they don't necessarily want to, and you're messing up play lines. So,
it's card advantage, man.
Yeah. So it's potentially. I mean, it's potentially really good. Yeah. I don't know.
Ooh, man. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited for this next set, Liam. I think we're going to see some really bonkers strategies coming out of the woodwork.
I agree. I don't know. It is fun, and I'm trying to find if there's one more.
Yeah, I think I got time for one more card.
Yeah, you said promo. You said a couple, and then we looked at like a bunch. What is this? What is this? Or should we talk about Darkwing Duck, like the first Storyborn Shift?
Ooh, yeah. I'm not even big. I don't know anything about Darkwing Duck. Again, did not grow up with Disney Channel. Maybe for all you mainlanders out there that are the same age as me, you had it and it was just part of basic cable. But in Hawaii, you had to pay for it.
Yeah.
And it was extra. And my parents were not paying extra for TV. No, sirree. Not in 1996 or whenever Darkwing Duck came out. 98? That feels about right.
Yeah. I'm with you. Right. I channel 6, 8, 10, 13, and sometimes 51 when there wasn't too much interference from, I don't know, whatever interfered with channel 51. So.
Wow, 91 was when Darkwing Duck came about. That's also why. Why I was, yeah.
I was 7.
Oh.
I'm old.
I wasn't born until 2000. Yeah, I'm 22, man. I'm super. Just wanted to make you feel old there for a second, Liam. My wife loves to do that to me, so I wanted to do it. Pass on the fun. On the fun to you.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you so much. Before we talk about this card, Dark B. Kavon. I have such a hard time, Darb Kavon. I have such a hard time with people's usernames. And then I'll go 3 months like saying it a weird way and then realize I'm saying it really wrong. But what website am I looking at? So this is actually somebody's Instagram. This is Lumineer Tales, who's May, who's a fantastic content creator, Dutch content creator who is really good about posting cards as soon as they're revealed. And so it's where I go to see everything right as it comes out. So we're giving her a shout out and using her stuff. So, Brent, this is fun. I love lore. I love mechanics. I love, the flavor of games. And this is our very first shift card that is not Floodborn, which is fascinating.
That's where you were going with that. I didn't know what direction you were going in there. This is the card. Somebody was saying earlier we have a Storyborn shift card. Now it'll be really funny if they come out and are like, oh, that's a misprint, it's supposed to say Floodborn, then we can all have a big laugh. But I love the implications of what you're talking about, man. Like those little words that I seldom pay attention to when cards first come out because I'm too busy looking at the art and the stats and thinking about how it'll go into a fun deck. Those little words mean a lot. And a Storyborn shift is kind of freaking cool.
Yeah, it's interesting because it breaks it. So for those who don't know the lore, I'm sure everybody's been around since Rise of the Floodborn, but in case you aren't, according to the lore, the reason Floodborn are shipped is there's a giant flood of magical ink. It comes in contact with Storyborn or Dreamborn glimmers, and then it converts them, it changes them into Floodborn. So the only way that you can get a Floodborn character is to have it summoned from the by an Illumineer, and then it is changed. So every Floodborn canonically was a Storyborn or a Dreamborn before it was a Floodborn. So that's the reason why that shift exists, and this is new. So this seems to be playing off of Brent, the idea of like secret identities, and you have a superhero, and then they change their identity into superhero.
So it would still make sense. It's not the magical ink casting jibber jabber. That's the technical term.
Yes,
jibber jabber that the typical Floodborn might experience, but instead it's a Storyborn character known as one thing, but then transforms into another when he puts on the disguise and becomes Darkwing Duck.
Yeah,
that is cool. I thought you were gonna say that the fact that it can challenge ready villain characters, and he's like a hero, and like that's his whole thing. He disrupts the villain's plans. I thought that's where you were going when you were talking about the story and everything. I was like, yeah, the card design is always so great. The way that they incorporate like some ability that makes sense with the character, that makes sense with the card. But yeah, to your point, that is cool. I never would have caught that.
I agree. It's very cool, and I also love just for fun little tidbits. Since we're talking about tidbits here, they didn't create a new superhero classification. They created a super classification, but it's paired with hero. So when you read it, it is superhero, which is super fun because now it's interesting because what it means is, we're used to things saying this classification matters, and so now you can have cards that say if there's a super and if a character is a super and hero, or just super means super. I don't know. It's fun, but this is the first super that I've seen.
We're gonna be getting Incredibles. The Incredibles. I don't know why I said it so weird. The Incredibles. I think
Incredibles.
I think my brain's starting to go. The Incredibles.
Yeah.
So we're gonna probably have more supers. I am stoked about that. If we don't get a Violet enchanted, I'm gonna raise my pitchfork in the air. But Liam, this has been such a blast, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, thanks to both of you, to you and your wife for letting you do this. I appreciate you hanging out and going through these cards with me. It's been a blast and a pleasure.
Oh, pleasure's all mine, man. This was fun. Let's do it again soon. Chat, you were all dolls. Thank you so much. Love y'all. Peace. See you, Liam.
See you later, Brent. That was fun. Brent is a treat. Oh, and Brent uncovered the messages tab, so you all see that I have 4 unread messages. So there you go. I do like the shout out from folks saying now we need a super goof reprint. Yeah, that'd be fun. A super goof like errata. Yeah. So let's see. So gotta fix something here. Is my audio still crackly? Cause I've been trying to figure out what's wrong, and I'm wondering if maybe it was Brent being integrated. So let me know if my audio is still off. But I do want to finish going through the cards at the very least before I sign off. So I'm gonna do a few more. And again, I really want to know what you all think as well. I appreciate you all chatting and pointing out some stuff. Also, 25 minutes ago, thanks to Zing Zup for an amazing screen name and for the follow. I appreciate you very much. I'm not good. I'm really trying to get better at Twitch, and I've just for the last couple of weeks been doing Twitch streaming separate from my live show for the first time. So here we have Negaduck, public enemy number 1, Floodborn super and a villain. So Not a superhero, but a super villain. 6/5 shifts for 3. Anything that shifts for 1, 2, or 3 is super great. I always think of Whole New World when you have a 5-cost shift for 3. Whenever this character challenges another character, each opponent loses 1 lore and you gain 1 lore. Interesting. Of course, like any Floodborne characters rely on the strength of their, well, for the most part, rely on the strength of their shift targets. So, could have some meta relevance. It is, a 2 lore swing is, I don't know. You shift, you swing. I don't know. It's decent, I guess. I think one of the real benefits comes from having a 6 strength character able to shift on 3 and challenge. That answers a lot of locations. So that high strength stat is makes this card better, a lot better. So I don't know. Gleam and Glow upgrade. I have to see what you're talking about. Yeah, ABC. I love all the cards that let you steal lore. I like cards that let you steal lore as well. I think 2 lore swings are potentially more meta relevant. But I don't know. There are so many games that come down to a single lore, and you look at like individual quests in the early game, and you're like, on turn 2, they're like scooping up a lore, and you're like, why are you wasting time? Like, it doesn't feel terribly relevant that they're scooping up extra lore and going from 2 to 3, but then they win the game when their opponent's at 19, and I don't know. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun. One thing I do want to do, I will shout out the artist here, Cam Kendall. I've seen several cards that he's done in the set now. I think he did Darkwing as well. Cam is not only a wonderful Disney Lorcana artist, but he does a lot of comic book art. He has several Marvel comics that he's done, including a really wonderful Guardians of the Galaxy. And so the comic book like style is very much in his wheelhouse. And I'm not surprised at all to see him get both Darkwing Duck and Negaduck. I need to watch more Darkwing Duck because I'm not familiar with Negaduck. Yeah, it's Cam as well. So that's fun. I wonder, are these like staring at each other? Oh, they totally are. Oh, this is sick. Okay. All right. Sorry, I don't know why it's crackly. Happy-go-lucky. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do about it at this point. Maybe my connection's bad. Actually, hold on. Did that help at all? Did that help at all? Cam didn't work at Marvel. I think he was a freelancer and he got hired to do comics. So he's done several different books for them. Guardians of the Galaxy, I already mentioned that one. Yeah, Guardians is one. But super fun. But take a look at these cards. These cards absolutely connect. I didn't realize it till just now. Darkwing Duck, Common to Pressure, staring off on the left, right? And then it makes sense that Cam did this one because here's Negaduck. And I'm looking, I think this is the edge of a building here, like right here. And then let's see, we've got this right here, which might be the Luminary. And then if you look here, yeah. These totally connect. Sick. Totally connect. Are they going to have the foil connecting from Ranger? I don't know. I think I would like it if they did that. But that's super fun. I love that connecting artwork. Super fun. All right, I got to work through a couple of the cards here. This is my first time reading this. So let's see. 3-cost Song. Song's always good. Cold Never Bothered Me. We are gonna have the complete lyrics to Let It Go by like set 20. I'm just gonna put it out there. Because we're getting a significant portion of them already. Let's see. The top 4 cards of your deck, reveal a location card, put it in your hand, put the rest in your discard. You have 3 less for the next location to play this turn. cards like this, it has potential. I mean, there are certain decks where I don't know. It's basically 3 to draw a card. Um, you could put a cheap location in play, but you risk missing. Um, so I don't know. I mean, it's fun. It's cool. It'll see some, there's some fun combos you can do with it. It'll see some niche play. Certainly in like theme decks, but I don't know if it's meta relevant. Somebody pointing out Amber did the art. Yeah, Amber Kamigzva. I think I'm getting her last name right. An original set one artist. She actually is. She's really good at songs. She also did the art for Friends from the Other Side, which is fantastic. One just fun note on songs. One of the things they try to do with the art, and this one isn't doing it as much as other song cards, but one of the things they do with the art is try to capture the spirit of the song. So it's not necessarily, these are some Lorcana cards that aren't necessarily capturing like actual scenes or things that are occurring, but like the emotion of a song. And one of the cards that highlights this really perfectly is Part of Your World, which has, Atlantic on the background and like fish floating in the air and like Ariel on legs. And like, it's not an actual scene. It's like a mishmash that captures the spirit of the song. So this one kind of does that. And yeah, it's cool. I'm glad it exists. I don't think it's super meta relevant, but yeah. Also fun fact, Amber is married to another Lorcana artist, Jared Nickerl, who did Be Prepared and a bunch of other cards. So Lorcana power couple there, which is super fun. There's a Jumbo here I haven't seen yet. Oh, look at these guys. I can name Ruben. Does anybody know the other? I'd be super impressed if anybody can name all of the other experiments in this card, because I cannot. Let's see. For each character you have in play, pay 1 less to play this character. Okay. So my head immediately goes to dogs. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Yeah, it's neat. I don't know. I do like these cards that get cheaper with reduced cost for, everything you have in play, like Chernobog or things like that. They can see some niche playability, and they're certainly not unplayable, like in casual formats and stuff. The only deck that this really fits competitively is dogs, and I don't know. I just think you'd have to get it to like 2 or 3 cost to like really, really feel good about it. And I don't know how much its healing ability matters so much. I don't know. I wonder if Ruby, Amber, I don't know. Somebody may crack it, but it's fine. It's inkable, and that saves it. I don't know. Yeah, RB really likes the pay less for high cost characters thing. Yeah. I don't know. I like that they're playing with it, but yeah. On the art side, Leonardo G. Michel is, last I checked, the most prolific Lorcana artist. Is responsible for the most cards in Lorcana out of any artist. And yeah, search the name on the Lorcana app, and you'll see. All right, what else we got to work through here? We got other stuff I haven't seen yet. Yeah, I haven't seen Snowball Fight yet. Look at this. Okay, cute art. Ian McDonald. This is definitely an Ian McDonald art card. Yeah, Doug Norris. That's why I'm like, I don't know that the healing ability really matters. Like, it fits in dogs kind of, because dogs are going so wide, and on the low ink pairs well with like the tramp where just you draw it and then you play it for free because you're drawing it off the tramp, and so it could go wide that way. But like the heal ability doesn't seem super relevant. So I don't know. Not. I don't think it's great. But Snowball Fight. I'll talk about the art first, just because I like to do that. This is Ian McDonald art. Ian McDonald has become very prolific the last few sets, and one of the ways that I recognize his art right away is there's always a huge disparity between the light and the shadow in his cards. And if you just look at Stitch and look at the highlights compared to the shadows, that kind of like big disparity is like emblematic of the work that he does in Lorcana. And so things really pop out of the frame. He also did a Circle of Life, and not the enchanted one, or he did the enchanted one. He also did We Are Immortals, We Could Be Immortals. So yeah. This card, each opponent chooses discards a card. If you have a character with evasive in play, gain 1 lore. Cool. It's not great. But great art. Fantastic art. So let's go with that. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. And excuse me, a promo. So while you have a character named Lilo in play, this character gains Challenger +3. That's wild. So he's 6. He challenges for 6. It's absolutely wild. Yeah, okay. This is cool. I don't know, like, it's cheap. In what scenario so this is this strikes me as very much a location like killer card, which is so funny because that's what they've drawn. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so I don't know if this is on purpose, but this is very much like art tied to function, but it's funny because it's not a card that says like banish target location. That would be very on the nose. This is a card which gives you the ability to challenge for 6 on turn 1 or 3, depending on how where you play your Lilo, if we have a 1 cost or a 3 cost. But it's not super needed usually in the early game unless you really need to go into locations. Otherwise, you'd rather play like a 4/4 Lexington on 3 to answer other stuff. So like, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, it's really funny. I kind of love it. Kuya Jaipi is an artist and also a Lorcana art director. He's been an art director for quite some time. He's really great. He this is a random story, but I'm gonna tell it anyway. Not this Christmas, but the previous Christmas, several Lorcana artists banded together and competed in an art competition, and they won. I forget what it was, but it was holiday themed, and Marcel Berg was on Kuya's team, as well as there was a couple of them, but anyway, it's like 4 or 5 Lorcana artists, and it's a really great scene with a snowman having hot cocoa inside in a cafe, and it has a very like lo-fi girl vibe to it. And I keep asking them to put it on a playmat for the holidays, and I can't convince them. But one of these days I will. It's brilliant work. Okay, that card's fun. It potentially is meta relevant. I don't know. But it certainly crushes locations early. This is an artist I'm not familiar with. Omar. I can't read it. Artist I'm not familiar with. So there you go. No fun art facts for me here. Little snow ducks are adorable. We see them in a couple of other cards, and I love this outfit on Pleakley. This is really good. This is really good art. I love this a lot. All right. Arctic Naturalist 2/4. When you play this character, if you have another alien character in play, draw a card. Cool. It's not. I mean, this isn't terrible. Obviously, this is Alien Matters, and it requires certain synergies. But a card that allows you to, 2-4 and draw a card. That's good. There's other things you'd rather be doing on turn 3, probably. So it's not. This is not like super meta relevant, probably. But there's a scenario where. There's a scenario where there's like a dogs-ish deck that's like going wide early, and if that's the case, then 2-4 and draw a card on 3 is not terrible. So yeah, I don't know. One other fun. This one should not have the hero class because of the sub name. I assume we're talking about a different card. Yeah, ABPC, I was just about to do that. Read the flavor text. So this is awesome from a storytelling perspective. I was wondering like where these snow ducks came from and if they were just like visions in the card or if they were actually like things. But no, it appears that they're new creatures. Amazing. This storm has created all sorts of new life forms. I will call you Avis frigida. So it is fascinating because it looks like, from a lore perspective, we're getting new creatures, including these snow ducks. I wonder if this will just be like a lore thing, like we'll see them in the art, or maybe will we see a new type of glimmer? Maybe some sort of frozen glimmer, or perhaps a new type of whisper glimmer that is made of snow and is coming out of the storm rather than coming out of the Inkwell Caverns. I don't know, but this is fun from a story perspective, and I love it. I love it. I got to go back and look at the stitch because, sorry, ABBC was saying something about the hero. Yeah, so interesting point. Stitch was ABBC was saying that Stitch shouldn't have the hero tag because of the high badness level subname. Which is interesting. Like, yeah, I guess from a flavor perspective. Yeah, I guess. Excuse me. I don't know. I agree. From a flavor perspective, it doesn't make sense, but could have been an ally, I suppose, at that point. My mic's being all difficult. All right, we got a few more to get through here. I looked at the Jumba. I looked at the Pleakley. Moana. We looked at this, but different art. Gantu is back. This is super fun for me because Luis Huerta is the artist who originated Gantu in Disney Lorcana, responsible for Legendary Gantu in Set 1. So this is a fun callback to allow him to illustrate this character. 1 for a 3/3 is stupid good in terms of stat lines. But his drawback is when you play this character, choose and discard a card. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. It could see some play. What is interesting about it is we've seen cards now which want cards in your discard. And so normally you're doing that in Steel, you're getting the benefit of drawing a card, discarding a card. So you're getting to like cycle or filter. Cards like Mulan, which can do it on turn 1. So I don't know. What I'm trying to say is discarding a card like could be not a benefit, but not that bad, especially if you're playing the Moana, which allows you to ink out of there later. But I don't know. Losing a card feels particularly bad on the play. So this strikes me as a catch-up card on the draw, similar to the way Bell is used to kind of check turn 1 plays from your opponent. So on the draw, when you have the extra card, it's not quite as bad, but Man, losing a card on turn 1 feels really bad. And then late game, I mean, he's unplayable. Like, if your hand's empty, great. Like, your hand's empty, that means you're probably top decking and you draw this card, and it's just a 3/3. It's fine. Late game, though, there's times where it's completely unplayable when you're trying to protect, a certain card. So, I don't know. It's cool. I'm glad it exists. It's an interesting card in the early game on the draw, but I don't know. It's interesting. Has he never had the villain tag? Yeah, I don't think he has had the villain. I have to double check. Yeah, his Stitch wasn't really a villain. He just has ADHD. Fair, Mr. Happy-Go-Lucky, and that may be like the comment of the night for me so far, because that's kind of hilarious. And yeah, probably true. Somebody said earlier, and that reminds me, somebody said earlier something about caffeine, like it's just the caffeine. I thought you were referring to me, but now it occurs to me that you are talking about the Stitch card where he had the caffeine and then smash things. Super fun. So yeah, Gone 2, super fun. I'm glad he exists. Don't know how meta relevant he is, but yeah. Here's a beast. Actually, did I look? Yeah, it's Timon. Here's a beast. I love this because this is the snowball fight from Beauty and the Beast, which is great. I want something there that wasn't there before. Song. I want that song. Because even just the title is like, you can do something really cool with it. Or at least really on theme, on flavor. 2 for 3 on Rush. Whenever this character challenges a location, he takes no damage from the challenge. Fascinating. Yeah, here's the thing. Oh, no, Vader. Oh, I can't believe that's not the first thing that I said. I can't believe that that's not the very first thing that I said. Oh, no. So, Vader is pointing out that, okay, I've been saying since he was revealed that they cannot print a 1 or a 2 cost beast without making Beast Tragic Hero absolutely busted. Now, yes, I know he's not legal and core constructed anymore, but still, this is the first shift target beast, I think, that we've seen. Everything else, I mean, any beast is a shift target, of course, but nothing was low cost, so we're still stuck playing beast later. But a 2 cost beast allows you to shift Tragic Hero on 3. The downside is they stuck him in Ruby, so you'd have to be playing Rust. But I don't know. That's fun. Okay. In terms of yeah. In terms of like viability on its own, it's neat. I mean, any card, any 3 or 4 strength thing with Rush, has some viability, especially on turn 2. This can clean stuff up. At the worst case, he trades, but he can also clean up, pretty much anything your opponent's using in the early game. The fact that he takes no damage while at locations, I mean, that's kind of fine. He's just going to get, banished on the crackback, but I don't know. Anything that says like while this character is at a location to me is never going to be good to me, unless we see like the right location support. So I don't know. It's fine. But the interesting thing to me is that he's a low cost shift target for Beast Tragic Hero. Yeah, yes, Power Crept, Rocket Stitch, and Inkblot. Yeah, absolutely. He got the location synergy where they were just like go in and beat things up. So, yeah, it's a cool card, and I think it has some viability. But in Infinity paired with Beast Tragic Hero, like, oh yeah, okay, they were uninkable. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. But yeah, paired with Beast Tragic Hero and Infinity, like in Ruby Steel, like super crazy. Yeah, I don't know where the ABPC. I don't know where I picked up Rust. Somewhere somebody was using it or used it for fun, and I actually really liked it. Okay, this is random, but it's late, so we're getting Liam random thoughts, deep thoughts with Jack Handy. I like the unique ink color names that we develop. I love that Blurple exists as a descriptor for color combo, as a color combo. I don't like when we replicate fun tricks that we use for single colors for other colors. Like, I don't like Yerple. I think that's dumb. I like that Blurple developed on its own, and I think when things like Kiwi Birds or, Diggy Diggy Hole or Steel Song or things like that exist for archetypes, like, I like that they kind of come up organically and the community develops them and then settles on them, and not that we're like, it feels like we're trying too hard when we do things like Yerple. I don't like that. Christmas deck, cool. Red and green, yep. Everybody knows. Got it. Bleen, no, don't like it. I don't like Bleen. I don't like Glue. Don't like it. Because you're trying too hard. You're doing Blurple, but with different colors. And that's not fun, I don't think. So Rust to me is fun because it's just a random word that somebody came up with, and I don't know, I like it. Green, my favorite thing for green blue, honestly, back in the day, we used to call it turquoise. Green blue is turquoise, and back in set 1, and I liked that. I don't like Bleen. I never will like. I don't know which I like worse, Bleen or Glue. I think I like Bleen better than Glue, but I dislike both of them very much. All right, here's another card that we haven't seen yet. It's Goofy, Ghost of Jacob Marley. I love this card for a few reasons. One, Gonzalo Kenny is a wonderful artist out of Argentina, who's a lot of fun. Some of Gonzalo's cards, but one that stands out to me is the Enchanted Scrooge McDuck from Inklands. So Gonzalo's been around all the way since at least set 3. This is fun because we're now getting more ghost cards, and we did see the other ghosts that were revealed around Christmas time. But it seems that boost is not limited to whispers. Ghosts, also being like half-formed kind of dealios, also can boost. So it seems like boost now, from a canonical or flavor perspective, is limited to whispers, which are ghost-like things, and or ghosts, which is super cool. Can we agree not to call blue-green Baja? Yeah, I'll agree. I'm ready. Doug Normus says, my husband's location deck is Rust. I want to see one of the locations gets +1 lore for each character. I mean, that's pretty good. If your husband has a really good, like, red steel or ruby steel location deck, like, send it to me. I'm actually curious. And I want to see how he adapts it in this meta, because it seems like there's going to be if your husband is playing ruby steel locations, I feel like you're going to get a ton of support in Winterspell. And I really want to see what your husband does with it, if it's something he's been playing for a while. All right, so what else? Boost 2. This character is banished. Each opponent chooses this card for each card that was under him. Oh, my. Huh. I don't love it. I don't love this card. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. The problem is the setup, and then, it is uninkable, and then you run the risk of not even benefiting from it if they Hades it or, bounce it with Mother Knows Best. So, of course, I guess in either one of those scenarios, So that's interesting. Like, I still don't think it's super playable, but it is interesting that when you boost a character, like, if it gets sent to your Inkwell, cool, you get ramp 2. If it gets bounced to your hand, cool, you get the card back and you get like bonus card draw from your boost cards. The worst thing that can happen to your character is that it gets banished, because then you don't get the boost cards. They just go to your discard pile. But here, like, you're going to benefit from the boost, like, regardless of what happens to your character. You're either going to force your opponent to discard or, you know, whatever. But the downside is, like, once the card is boosted, once Goofy is boosted, your opponent can play around it. It's not like they get hit by a surprise discard and then, you know, that they weren't expecting, it messes up their plans. Like, once you're putting this on the board and you're boosting it, like, your opponent knows what's coming and they have the chance to empty their hand, or provide some sort of buffer for their good cards. So I don't know. I don't love it. It's fine. It's cool. The art is very good, though. The art is very good. It's like, I don't know why I like it so much. I feel like it takes a specific skill to make a card look like it's actually glowing. And the lighting in here is so good. I don't know. I'll just say I like it. I like it. I'll leave it at that. The art anyway. The card's fine. Okay. Have I done all? Oh, we got Jiminy here. I feel like we saw Jiminy earlier. We did, and I guess we're just getting his epic version here. This is a good epic. Getting more art. This card, the character pops. This is exactly the type of card I want to see an epic used on. From a playability perspective, let's see. Boost 2. Whenever you put a card on this character, move a card from your discard and your face down exert. Seems not bad. Yeah, the thing is, whenever you look at ramp cards, you know, you're trying to figure out where on curve you're going to play them and where they fit with that deck's game plan. And here, you know, you need to, you're playing it. If you play it on 3 and you boost it on 4, you know, it's not great. If you play it on 5, there's just other boost card, or there's other like ramp cards I think you want to be playing at that point. So but what's interesting about it is it says whenever you put a card under this character. So if we get, and as we get more cards that like don't, so the way you usually do this is by boosting a character, right? But if there are other cards that say, you know, put a card under a character, then you can activate its ability. So you can pair some things with it, perhaps in the future, and do some cool combo-y things. But in the end, it's tricky to set up. And I don't know. I love the art. I love that it exists, but I don't know. Not a huge fan of it in competitive play. Multiplayer format like Commander, yeah. Let me see. No, double. This one, yeah. So potentially, it's gonna sit there for a while and allow to boost every turn. Yeah. So Commander in Lorcana, people have been trying to build a Lorcana or a Commander type format for a while. And so it exists, and there's some people who enjoy it. The most popular format is probably called Heroic format. And then, you know, Color's Law and some other, or Color's Law runs a channel called, or a show called Friends from the Other Side, which is also a Commander style show. But, so it exists, that format, but I don't know. It's fine. Not great. And with that, I mean, if we crushed all the reveals from today, I think we may have. Just like the only thing we haven't looked at are like things that we looked at in other versions, like, oh, this is Alice Pizzoni, of course. Peacekeeper, this is great. It's great art. It's fantastic art. This is everything I wanted in a Pocahontas card. So good. Okay. I will just since we've seen all of these. Oh wait, no, haven't looked at this one yet. Last one, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to revisit the ones we saw over Christmas, because now that we've seen what else is coming, perhaps there's some synergies and stuff that we're missing. But this genie, magical researcher, boost 1, boost anything boost 1. I'm a fan of. And this character gets +1 for each card under him. That is potentially really good. Not really good, pretty good. Where does he slot? So like, I'm trying to think through, because if you play him on 3, that's fine. But then, since you only boost once per turn, you're boosting him next turn, questing for 2 potentially. That's fine. Really, I think he's great if you play him on 4, boost him same turn, then you boost him next turn, you're able to quest for 3. But he's not super well statted at that point. So I don't know. Perhaps, I actually don't hate this card, because I think, especially like Amethyst Steel, you're playing 1/2. You can establish him on 3. You play Genie on 4. Sing with this Genie. But even then, you're not boosting, so I don't know. It's fine. I can do some cool stuff. What is fun? Blurple. Let's see. Revisit Pete. Let's see. Working through the comments. Did we do Lilo and Stitch Enchanted yet? We did. Did we do the wild cards? We did not do the wild cards. Revisit Pete. I will try play this in Blurple, shaking in my boots. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. The problem is on curve. It just like, so on Blurple, if you ramp on 2, then on 3, rather than play the other Genie, you're playing this. Yeah, okay. So in a Blurple mirror, especially where your opponent's taking a little bit of time to establish a board, you're playing this on 3, boosting same turn, and then you can boost again next turn. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of fun. What I do like about it is that this is funny or fun, but it's, I don't know, I like this kind of thing. It's a whisper. So we're seeing whispers now, definitely seeing whispers outside of Whisper in the Well, which is cool. So not a ghost. He's a whisper. Okay. Yeah. So into the, all right, I'm going to refresh. Let me see if I can pull up the wild cards though, because some people are asking for them. Yeah, blue purple could get him out and boost it on turn 3. That is true, and the problem is, yeah, you can boost him, but his stat line isn't that great, and at that point, you're going into a couple turns where, you're a turn or 2 away from Elsa, so I don't know. It's potentially good, but anyway. Oh, interesting, ABBC. So, chat points out, yeah, it's a whisper, but we don't have the whisper foil or the whisper treatment to the card, which we don't, which to me is kind of a bummer. Like, I really wish that carried on. Although it sounds like that because what they were ripped, they were meant to emulate like ripped lorebook pages, and so perhaps that was like unique to the story of Whispers in the Well, and they're not going to continue that onward. But it's kind of a bummer, because I kind of liked having that visual distinction for Whispers on the Table. So I kind of wish that they had continued that. Kind of a bummer. Yeah, underwhelming. Happy Go Lucky says, yeah, kind of. I agree. I don't know. Genie, it has potential, and like again, like there are some cards that you see, and you're like, you're looking at it, and you're like, okay, that card will never see play ever. Even fun decks, it's like not that great. A lot of these cards that we see, like that one, and there's a few others we talked about, like the ones that reduce based on the number of characters and player cards in Inkwell, like they're fun and they can see some niche play in some fun decks. And I don't know. I think it lets you do some fun stuff. All right, I'm looking for the wild cards here, and I have a source, but hold on. Let's see. I got that. Oh yeah. Okay. Sec. All right. We're gonna look at We're gonna look at some wild cards. I want to see. I'm gonna drag my Discord over here. I don't think. Look, I did this once. Like I used a Discord window, and it like immediately somebody pointed out they're like, we can see all of who you're chatting with now, and I'm like, oh, that's not. I don't know. It's probably not good. I don't know. Doxing people's screen names. But I'm gonna put my Discord window over here, because I don't think it's showing anything crazy. And this is my local Discord server where they in Austin, where they're really good about pointing at or putting up spoilers as they're revealed. So take a look here at some of these because fun. Here we go. We have another superhero. Yeah, Lorcana player. That I could go there. I could go there, but it's a good point. I'm already here. Here's the fun thing about Lorcana player. Lorcana player. Oh wait, you can't see my screen, can you? Hold on. That's not good. Oh, I know what the issue is. Hold on, everyone, and fix this. There we go. All right. So, yeah, I have to change. I did. I got it. Yeah, it was black for a moment. I almost talked about the whole card without like changing my screen share, but there we go. So Jack par, incredible potential. Do you all like? Here's a question. Do you all like getting spoilers for multiple sets in advance? So like, do you like seeing Vine cards or Into the Wilds cards now, or would you prefer? Would you prefer to only see Whispers? I'm not Whispers, but Winterspell, and then get the Into the Wilds later. Because I don't know, I'm like 50-50. I kind of like seeing what's coming up to build the hype, but I also kind of like focusing on the here and the now and the Winterspell stuff without thinking too much about what's coming ahead. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Oh yeah, what was I saying about Lorcana player? Fun fact about Lorcana player, like this is again something nobody cares about, but what I love about Lorcana player is, if you're a content creator and you're looking for card images, most sites format their cards where the cards have the rounded corners, but then they have like the little, to make them a perfect square, you have little white triangles in the corner of the card. TCG player does that. Mushi Report's usually pretty good, but sometimes it does that, and there's a bunch of other sites like so when you're getting card art. Lorcana player, the way that the cards are formatted, those corners are not there, so you can save yourself a ton of time by not having to like remove the background of every single card that you're using. So Lorcana player is a great resource. This is something nobody else cares about but me, but it's something I think about. So there you go. All right, drag your power. At the start of your turn, you may put the top card deck in your card. This card type is a character again. Oh. What is this card? um. Uh, this, I don't know. This card is ridiculous. This card is absolutely ridiculous. All right, cool. Um, yeah. I yeah. I like Vader. I like seeing sets. Like I like knowing like Attack of the Vines coming out, and I like knowing sets in advance. I don't know if I like seeing the cards yet though. I think is my thing. But this card's ridiculous. This card is really fun. What an interesting card. I obviously the ability everybody's looking at is the Banished Chosen Character ability, which is probably the best thing. So you could potentially at the start of every turn banish a character. That seems bonkers. Of course, you'd need to do that in a location-heavy deck. But even then, you know, even if you have 10, 12 locations, you're only hitting every now and then, it's still pretty good. Plus 2 lore seems good. Plus your strength is meh, except if you have to, like, run into some locations. And then you have a 6/4 able to challenge on turn 5 if you hit a character. So, I don't know. This card seems like... This card's fun. I'll say that. I don't know. Yeah, Doug numbers. I also don't remember them showing so many cards from future sets. I mean, I guess we did see Whispers a little bit in advance with you know, the Angel character, but even then, it wasn't a ton of cards. And it was, I don't know, very few. All right, this card's ridiculous. I don't know what to think of it. It's playable if you're playing a ton of locations, and you're really looking for that Banished Chosen Character ability. But at the very least, it's going to be super fun to play in like casual decks and around the kitchen table, and yeah, it's super cool. All right, Mrs. Incredible, super stretchy, Stillborn superhero. At the start of turn, you may choose one. This character gains evasive until the start of next turn, or this character gets +1 lore this turn. She is flexible. And nimble. 5 for 5/6 with evasive. Yeah, it's cool. It's fine. You know, so on turn 6 you can quest for 2 with the 5/6. I mean, pretty good stats. So she answers an Elsa or a Genie. What else are you doing in the 5 slot? I mean, the 5 slot, you're playing Elsa. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think this card is horrible. A 5/6 that can challenge evasive characters is pretty good. And then you can use the 2 lore to close out the game. So, I don't hate this card. I don't know how viable it is, but I don't hate it in a meta with the, you know, the mid-game evasive wars. Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah, ABBC, that's another great point, actually. Why call her Mrs. Incredible instead of Elastigirl? So, okay, so the reason is because... And they've done this before with, like, alter egos, because... What we're going to get is we're going to get a Mrs. Incredible with a subtype Elastigirl. So, because otherwise what you would have to do is do Elastigirl and then have like Mrs. Incredible as her subtype, which I think would be weird. So that's probably why they're doing it. But yeah, cool. I don't hate the card, honestly. Has some potential, I feel like. Okay, what's going on here with the light in the text box? I'm confused because, yeah, Rudy. So I was actually thinking about that, and I couldn't remember her name, but I actually agree. I think I would rather have because yeah, it should be Helen Parr because if you have Mrs. Incredible with Elastigirl as the sub name, then that implies that when she was Elastigirl, she was married to, Mr. Incredible. So I think I would have preferred Helen Parr. I think I would have. Although I guess it's too late for me to think too deep into this, because there's this whole conversation we have about identity and what is your identity, and is Helen Parr her identity, or is Elastigirl her actual identity, and Helen Parr is what she pretends to be? Like, who is she at her core? And I guess that's what The Incredibles is all about. Like, are you the superhero, or are you the everyday person masquerading as a superhero? I don't know. Anyway, this is way too existential for me to get into at this time of night. Yeah. Yokai instead of Professor Callahan. That's probably the other one I was thinking about. Yeah, it's a fair point. That's a fair point. I think that's the other place that we've seen this, and there they went with the superhero as well instead of doing the alter ego. So the Batman conundrum, yes. So okay, so the foiling on this, it looks like that's a foiling treatment, but it connects to the weird thing is, like, this is a sunbeam from the artwork, and the sunbeam connects through. So, I mean, the foiling would have to be, yeah. What is going on here? I've never seen, because it's a common, and I've never seen like a frame break in a common before. Unless what they're trying to show us is maybe everything in this set is like a unique foiling style. But I don't know. But the other thing here, this is a starter card. Maybe it could be a starter card, but like the starter deck cards that have gotten the foiling treatment have always been rare or above. I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we've ever seen a common as a starter deck card, which is, yeah, okay. So if this was revealed in the starter deck, then that's okay. So that makes sense. If this was revealed as a starter deck card, Ben, then that's probably right, or that's what it is. I guess the reason it took me a little bit of a surprise is I don't think we've ever seen a common as the starter deck foil, but I guess it doesn't surprise me, because if this is like starter deck worthy character, and yeah, it totally is. Like you would put this art on a starter deck any day. So, yeah. So, yeah. So it's just interesting. It's common, I guess. Instead of a rare or super rare, because to this point we've only gotten 2 foils per starter deck. What actually is interesting to me though about this card is this flavor text, because I think everybody's been wondering, at least I've been wondering, now that we had 2 sequences of big bads, we had Ursula as the first big bad through the first 4 sets, and then we had Jafar through the next 4, and a whole story arc there. Who's the big bad this set? And I think we're getting our answer here. It's the Council. Now, the Council of what? I see ABBC saying the Council of Queens. I'm not sure what that is canonically, but I think certainly we're getting an indication that there's some sort of council of villains or folks that are the foil here. It seems, that the Queen may actually be the big bad supported by the council, or there's a group of them. But in any case, I kind of love it if the Queen is finally getting her moment as the big bad, or at least part of the big bad crew. So that's super fun. I kind of love it. It reminds me of, who played Kingdom Hearts, right? It reminds me of Kingdom Hearts, where you had the council of all the council of all the villains and doing their evil counseling thing. And yeah, okay. So I'm seeing what y'all are saying about the foiling. Clearly, Buzz is the other starter deck card. It's really, really cool what they're doing with the foiling here. But here we do see it on a rare. Crown of It's on the Queen Crown of the Council. Really? A different Queen card? Oh, a blue Queen card had a council of her glimmers working together, a la the Kang Conqueror. Okay. Oh, where? Was that in... I've clearly blanked out on what that... All right, I gotta go find that card. Okay, I'll have to go find that card. But, okay, that's super cool. Council of Queens. All right, let's go Buzz Lightyear real quick, though. So we're here a toy, our first toy tag, and a captain. The captain tag is interesting to me. I guess he captains his starship. And I'm not gonna lie, I have not watched Buzz Lightyear the movie. So if he's canonically a captain in that film, I apologize for not knowing that. But older set, okay. Shimmering Skies, really, all the way back in Shimmering Skies. Fascinating. So they're sowing the seeds for that far back, because Shimmering Skies was a long time ago, when the Jafar arc was just getting going. So that's fascinating. All these breadcrumbs. Yeah. So Captain, and let's take a look at the ability. 3 for 4/2. Dies to cannons. Whenever you play, pay 2 ink or less to play a non-character. Draw a card, then choose and discard a card. Okay. Pay 2 or less to play a character. Do one damage. Okay. I mean, these kind of cards are niche. They have to be put in the right build. And yeah, that's interesting. I mean, it's probably not super metal relevant, but it's kind of fun. Fun static ability. Yeah. But looking at the art, I mean, the art's super cool. We are getting Buzz Lightyear in, we are getting Pixar / Buzz Lightyear in this set for the first time. So it's super cool. I don't know. I don't hate it. I don't think it's super great, but of course, this is from Attack of the Vine. Do not watch Lightyear. Okay, I won't. You didn't have to try hard to convince me. Attack of the Vine, here it is. Monsters Inc. Look at this. Boo is one of my favorite characters of all time. I love Boo. She's adorable, and I cannot wait to have her in the game. So that's super fun. Over here, the Up House, which is super awesome. Up is a fine movie. Amazing first 10 minutes. Down here, these eyes are clearly something, but I could be one of anything. What is this? Is that Rapunzel's tower? Seems like Rapunzel's tower over in the top right. That's my guess. Oh, look at this. I didn't notice this. What is this? Is this the Spirit of Freedom? No, Spirit of Freedom is from Kiki's Delivery Service, isn't it? Yeah. Is this the ship from Up? Like the Zeppelin that the bad guy is running around in? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we those games. I saw it right. There's a lag on the chat, it seems, between me going live, and I saw it like right as you were saying that. That's super cool. Yeah, so it seems to be the balloon from Up. That's super cool. This is something's going on here. That little ray, but yeah, I see ABBC, very pulp horror-y classic action adventure. Yeah, I love that, and I hope that's the way they go. I was saying on a stream the other day, I like when sets have a very unique feel to them. And what I was worried about a little bit with Into the Wilds was it does have a very Inklands feel to it to me. So I was hoping that it kind of set itself apart in some way and felt kind of distinct from that from like Inklands and the adventure what it's trying to do. Um, I love that this, like from right away, as you're pointing out, does have like a pulp horror feel to it. That makes me really happy because it does feel distinct from everything else that came before. And when you say pulp, it's not only the image, but it's like what they're doing with the text here. I mean, look at this. This is like Mars Attacks style, um, pulpy text, which is super cool. So, I like it. It reminds me a lot of, obviously reminiscent of like Duskmorn from Magic, that weird set that they had, right? The one with the haunted house, weird set. Yeah, the Uplimp. Is it? Is it Spirit of Adventure or just Adventure? Yeah, Sci-Fi Down in Hollywoods. Did I see the Brave is going to be in Wild? I heard. I didn't get to watch, so I haven't seen. I'll see if I can find any other spoilers there. But this is also super cool. Q4. So this is not going to be Q3 with Attack of the Vine. But this will come after. Coco is delightful. And there's all sorts of fun things you can do with the dead and undead like flavor. There's probably gonna be boosting, there's gonna be all sorts of things. So I hope there's some fun way they manage to do like afterlife locations where you're like crossing over from one side to the other, and I don't know. But this is super cool. I love Coco. One of Pixar's better films, and it's gonna be fun. All right, this is everything from the spoiler channel. So yeah. All right. What did I miss? What did I miss? I mean, there's some stuff. I know they announced a few other things, but this is what I have at my disposal right now. Yeah. What did I miss? What do y'all think? What are y'all excited about? Coincidentally, the next Halloween set, Vader says, yeah, hopefully it hits at Halloween this time. Yeah. I hope the Enchanteds follow suit. Better bring the Owlbear. Oh yes, the Owlbear has for Coco. I agree. Gosh, like every time they introduce like a new like type of creature, and gargoyles are a perfect example. Like I really love when they find a way from a flavor perspective to make those types of characters unique. And the Alabrejas are a perfect example of a character type, like an ally that I hope is distinct in some way. There's a bunch of different ways that you could do it. Yeah. I want Dante as an Alabreja. Yeah. Merida, I didn't see the card. Vader, yeah, I'll have to look up the Merida card. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't had a chance to watch the replay. Did you see the playmats coming with Wilds is technically unannounced? Yeah, if it's unannounced, I haven't really looked at it much. If it's like a leak, because I tend not to do that. But I imagine it's pretty cool. For me, my favorite card revealed at BBC. Oh goodness. Oh, you messaged me on Instagram. Okay, I'll take a look. My favorite card revealed. That's always a tough question because I have favorite cards because I love the art. I have favorite cards because I think the ability is fun and I can't wait to play with them. And I have favorite cards because I'm just glad that they exist. So I don't know if I were to list some of the ones that I love, and I'll share screen here real quick again. Let's see. My favorite cards I've seen so far. So I love Angel just as a character. I don't know why. I just love Angel and I love that she exists. And so getting Angel in the game is super fun. I know we had a previous one that was revealed, but seeing Angel on a card makes me happy. And I'm glad that she exists. So that's a card that I just like because I like the character and I'm glad it's in the game. Um, favorite card from a gameplay and like mechanics perspective. I'm actually, even though this card is really really good. I'm actually, believe it or not, excited about this card. Why? Because it's Armageddon, and we've been waiting for a banish all locations kind of card for a while. There was a period in time where like 2 McDuck Manors on the board were just so oppressive because it was so much lore to remove, and this will keep that strategy in check. So I like this card. I'm glad that we have a banish all locations card, and it's not too bad, only costing 4, and it's inkable. So you can work it into your deck as a 1 over 2 of, and not be super punished for it because you can always ink it. And then my last favorite card, I'll pick a card for the art. I am torn. I like the Cam Kendall connecting ducks. Those are delightful. But, I mean, it has... No, that's really good. It probably has to be this. This art is so good. There's so much about it that I love. And it's not only, the character is beautiful, but it's the stylized background. Like even this snowflake right here is so stylized, and it gives it a very, I don't know, like a Nordic feel. Same back here, this snowflake. So, and even here, like this, there's clearly art here that's like projecting. It just so happens to be behind the shield and it's projecting off, and it's looking cool. So, this is probably my favorite art that I've seen. This set, I think. So, I think that's my answer for the art. Okay, somebody else. Let's see. I hope Doug Norma says, I hope the Alabrejos go in sync with their character owner. Yeah, I actually had that thought in my mind too. I agree. That would be super fun. I really hope that they play off each other in some way, and that kind of link, that spiritual link, is kind of apparent. Coco, songs will make me cry. Yep, that movie makes Coco makes me cry. Like, the part that crushes me about Coco is the moment when you see Hector murdered, because, especially after having a daughter, like the idea that, in his dying moments, he knows that he's never going to see his daughter again, but even worse, that his daughter is never going to know that he was coming back, is the most soul-crushing and devastating thing that I think I've experienced in almost any movie. Like, it hurts so bad. And that scene hits me right in the soul. Let's see. Songs are good. From our perspective, has to be the Elsa Ice Artisan or Timon promo, leaning towards the Timon. Timon's really good. Timon's really good. A lot of fun in this card. Yep. Somebody said earlier, I wonder if Pumbaa is pulling the sleigh, and from the flavor text, you have to imagine that he is. I bet you. There's no way. I'm going to call it right now. Call it right now. You can clip this. There's no way we're not getting a card with Pumbaa that's connected to this card. That connecting card has got to be there. 100%. Let's see. ABBC, me and RB are going to have to chat if there's no Secret of the Wings characters in this set. Okay. I hope there is too. I really hope there is too. But we'll see. I would love a whole series of fairies, like of all the fairies in this style, as like a set. That would be really cool. Absolutely. All right. A couple more comments to catch up on. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. The flavor text here makes me believe that Pumbaa is just right over here, and we're gonna get that card art soon. Juan de Leon, also very prolific Lorcana artist. I wouldn't be surprised if he were trusted to bring these two scenes together or bring these two cards together. So yeah, but overall, the flavor of the set is super fun. I love it a lot. And just lastly, we'll revisit this. We started with it. But shout out to May for doing this calculation here and putting these all in place. These are by number, all the Amber cards that we've seen so far. And Amber, I think we've seen the most cards from this set, so plenty to go, but definitely, getting some out. We've seen both legendaries so far, and some rares, and none of the commons. So there we go. Amethyst, barely any, although let's be frank, Amethyst probably didn't need that many new cards. Just leave it alone. Amethyst could take a set off and be fine. So maybe we put Amethyst in timeout for a set or two. Let's give Amethyst cards to Ruby. That would feel fair. Moving on. Emerald, we've seen 5 cards. Moving on. Ruby's seen 6 cards. And 1 of them legendary. A lot of the rare slots already, though. Moving on. Sapphire with 6. Both legendaries, though. If you're... Well, yeah. Both legendaries. And Steel with 5, 6. Yep. And they're there. So, big shout out to May for keeping track of this tracker. And she updates it very regularly. If you're not following Illuminator Tales, please do. I'm going to put a link over to her Instagram here. We've actually collaborated in a few videos, and she's very, very good about tracking everything, and her Instagram is delightful. So there's a link to it on YouTube and Twitch if you're watching on another platform like X or the artist formerly known as Twitter. Pop on over to one of these other platforms and hit subscribe and follow and do the thing. Because, I don't know, Twitter's cool, but I don't know. Subscribe on multiple platforms. Like, follow on all the platforms, right? You can give the follow, do the subscribe, do the thing on every one of these 3. So, yeah. So I know there were some other things that they put out. There was some other news and some product reveals. I don't have those like readily available in front of me, so I'm not gonna pull them up. I think I really wanted to talk about the cards though and kind of dive them a little bit with all of you because it's more fun with people. So before I get off, what are your favorite cards that you've seen revealed? What are you gonna play with? Holy cow, it's midnight 30. What are you all doing up? What are you all still doing up? Dog Normus, thank you for hanging out. Or Dog Normus. Yeah, that's right. I've been saying it right. Thanks for hanging out with me and listening to me chat and going over the cards. I appreciate it. It's good for me to review, and it's more fun when I get to review them with other people. So, yeah, ABBC, thanks for hanging out this whole time as well. I appreciate you. Vader, as always, thanks for hanging out with me on a platform that doesn't make me spend a lot of money. Vader, you know what I mean. Because Whatnot is a problem, and I usually see you there. But thanks for hanging out here. Yeah, if you all, I'm gonna drop one more link. If you ever want to chat about what's like things that you've seen or things that you want to see on the show, or if cards come out and you want to chat about them, I do have a Discord server. There's a lot of good Lorcana Discord servers out there. Mine's no better than anybody else's, but it's where I try to spend most of my time. So feel free to jump in the Discord server, and I'm going to try to post most of the card reveals and stuff over there as well as we get the spoiler season going, because it comes fast and furious. And you can chat about card reveals and stuff over there. Yes, Miami TCGCon. All right. Last thing I'm going to do, because Vader, you're here, and where's my binder? Hold No. All right. Before I go, do you all want to see some? Hold on. All right. Hold that thought. If everybody has to go, I completely understand. But I got a couple cool sketch cards from Miami TCG Con, and I want to show them off. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah. Let's do the thing. Yeah. Look, I like. I understand if everybody goes because sketch cards are kind of a niche thing, but for me, I like shouting at the artists when they do, cool stuff, and I like showing this off. So let me see here. Live overlay. So here's what I got to do. Click over here. Yeah, so lower quality camera, but now you can see. We're going to show off cool things. First, we have to start off with my favorite sketch card, maybe ever. Vader, you saw this in a message, but so Cam Kendall loves drawing monsters and loves doing some darker stuff, but we don't really get that vibe in Lorcana very much because it's family, it's friendly, and it's a very storybook style. But Cauldronborn legit is a scary card when you look at the artwork. It is angry. There are skeletons. There are there's zombies basically, and so you can be true to the card art while doing some really bonkers art. And Kendall rather, has drawn a Cauldronborn emerging from a cauldron, and this is like, Kendall Hale. Sorry. This is like super, super cool. I don't know. I don't know that I would want much. I wouldn't lean into this style at all if it wasn't true to the card art. And this is just wild. Absolutely wild, this card. And he did it at 1 a.m, which also is just ridiculous. This is another one. I went down and I had a very specific commission in mind for this. And he executed flawlessly, but I love this card. I love the original card art, and the original lady, or the puppy lady from the Christmas scene, is like so. I don't know. It's just so good that it just felt right to do this. So Juan absolutely killed it. It's a delightful card. It is cuter than the original, and yeah, I do feel bad sometimes getting enchanted sketched on. I've actually had 1 or 2 that I like regretted afterwards, but most of the time, I think it makes the card so much cooler, and I absolutely love it. Dog Normus, yes, I know your name. Your name leads me to believe that you do have a thing for dogs. If this is an older one, actually, I didn't get this weekend, but since we're on the theme of dogs and you mentioned it, this is probably my favorite dog card that's sketched. Ellie Hori absolutely crushed it with this patch and just went, hog wild with putting puppies on there. There aren't 99, but there's enough of them that this card is just really, really cool. And I think if I had like a dog themed, like if I did the heroic thing or had a dog themed casual deck, like I would totally put this in there and play it. Because it's super cute. Yeah. And I just noticed right now, one of the dogs has a hidden Mickey on her ear. His ear. Their ear. Or on the other side. Yeah. Super cute. So, yeah. Yeah, it's probably my favorite sketch card. All right. I'm trying to stick to stuff just from this weekend. Here's another. There's only a few more, and then I'm gonna go to bed. But I don't know. This is fun. Hey, Funzus, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I do this occasionally, but I don't know. I like artists getting credit for their work, and so when they do stuff and it disappears in my binder and nobody sees it, then it's not as fun. Um, so Lauren Barger, fantastic artist, one of the artists behind December and Mermay. She's very prolific on Instagram. Got her first card, which was Gazelle in Shimmering Skies, I believe, and recently got a few more. This is her Nick Wilde. She got a lot of Zootopia cards, and as a Zootopia fan, I couldn't help but get Nick Wilde on her Nick Wilde card. So, yeah, Cauldronborn is nuts, Reginald. Like, Cauldronborn is absolutely nuts. And because there's no other card like it in the game because it goes so dark. Yeah. Here's another one. Full disclosure, Vader. This card was supposed to be lined up to sell on Whatnot, and I didn't let it get to Whatnot because I wanted it. So this is Louisa Madrigal. I loved the pose. I loved the character. And I think it's very hard to capture a human like that on a sketch, on a card this small, and he did it perfectly. So, yeah, this is supposed to be sold on Whatnot that night, and I, like, scooped it up before that. So, yeah. So, anyway, if you like her and you like the song Under Pressure and all that, like, this is a cool variant to this card. So, yeah. Couldn't let it happen. All right. I'll do one more. Or one or two more. But this is an artist I absolutely love. He's getting his feet on him as far as card sketching goes. But Eris has done a few cards in Lorcana now. He did the iconic Ariel as well. He's a teacher by trade and has a full-time job as a teacher and does art on the side. So here's a hero on Honey Lemon. And yeah, it's fun. The hair has some like metallic to it, so it kind of reflects, which is kind of cool. But I need an Eris card. Here's another one. He also gave me this one, and this one's super fun. But this was his first card he was ever credited with, and a little side profile there of Aurora. So, all right. What say we do two more and then call it a night? That's what we're going to do. Two more and then call it a night. All right. This one was on my Instagram stories. This is also from this weekend. This is from Whitney Paulette, who only has two cards in Lorcana. Elsa Ice Server all the way back from set 1, and then an Enchanted Yzma. But her art style is absolutely amazing. She does amazing stuff. And I thought this was so cute. I didn't want to let it go. It's a stylized kind of like teenage Elsa, and I thought it was cute. So I scooped it up before somebody else could buy it, because it's cute. So yeah. All right, we're getting one more. Do y'all want to see? What do y'all want to see? Enchanted. Best art. Last card for the night. Goodness gracious. Yeah. What else? Let's do. Yeah, this one I've never shown off, I don't think. Oh, whatever you want to show us. The most, just to be annoying, I want a gargoyle. Reginald, I don't have a gargoyle because they're so recent. I haven't had a chance to get one sketched yet. A good chunk of the gargoyles, not all of them, but a good chunk of them were done by Leonardo Giamichel, who's in Italy, Sicily to be precise. And shipping cards back and forth to the EU right now is slow. Well, it's not slow, but you get hit with tariffs on the return. It's a big pain in the butt. So I haven't gotten many cards yet. So I haven't gotten any gargoyles. But Most expensive altar I own. Oh goodness. That's a tough question because expensive in terms of what I paid or expensive in terms of what it's worth. Um, let's say. All right. All right, Vader. That'll narrow it down to 2. So I'll show you 2. Actually, yeah. Okay. Nope. We'll do 3. We'll do 3. All right. Last 3 cards, all at the same time. So, yeah. Somebody give me a casting job at DCQ in Italy. That would be fun. Yes. I would spend. It would be terrible for my wallet. Be terrible for my wallet. Okay. Last 3. So you asked most expensive. So in terms of like how much the card is worth, it might be this one, even though his value has dropped way down. I think because Nick doesn't do much sketching at all, and because the card's in such good condition that a Nick Cole sketch in itself has a premium, and the card is also, kind of valuable. So it's probably this in terms of card sketches. And I know, Vader, you've got a sketched one perhaps lined up, so that's super cool. Yeah. Yeah, I could, Dog Normus. I'm getting nervous about displaying cards in the open. I am super paranoid about UV light and everything else. I don't know why. It's probably an irrational fear. But I get nervous. Before this, if you all ever want, even though you're probably not interested, I have a ginormous Magic the Gathering artist proof collection of original paintings and sketches on the back of Magic cards, and I don't display those either just because I'm super nervous about UV light and stuff. Okay, last 2, and these are 2 that I pulled out. These are probably the most expensive in terms of sketches that I own, and they're for 2 different reasons. But these were both not cheap. The one, Brian Weiss now is a classic artist and does oil paintings. And so this is not acrylic, this is oil, and it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of effort and it looks 3D and it's bonkers. And so he charges kind of what his work is, definitely what his work is worth, and I was happy to pay it. But this was an expensive sketch because it's not a sketch, it's a painting. It's a painting. So that's super cool. The other one is probably this one, is this one. And this is because the sketch looks not super whiz bang, right? But Joachim Van Gool is a animator by trade. If you know the movie, if you've ever watched the movie Klaus, which I maintain is one of the best animated films of the last 2 decades, Klaus is a delightful Christmas film, and he was one of the supervising animators on it. So he's very, very good. And kind of his position on his sketches was he does every one of his sketches to be animation cell quality. And when you look at it, you could use another layer perhaps on the white, but it's very, very good. And so he prices his sketches accordingly, and it's very high, and he doesn't budge. And if he sells them, he sells them. If he doesn't, he doesn't. And I admire that approach. And so I picked this one up because I have a pipe dream to do an entire set 1 sketched set. And so this is going to go in that set, and I kind of like it, but it was a little pricey. It was a little pricey. So, that's show and tell for tonight. But I appreciate you all letting me do that because I like when the artists get credit for some of the stuff they were doing. And a good chunk of these were from this weekend, and I was happy to add them to the binder. So there you go. But I appreciate you all. If you're watching this, thanks for hanging out for the evening, all 168 of you on various platforms. If you're watching on any of them, I appreciate the follows, the subscribes, whatever the appropriate platform button is. If you're watching on Twitter, go ahead and jump on one of the other platforms and do the follow and subscribe thing. And yeah, because it's cool. And yeah, let me know over the next few days as the spoilers come out. You know what you all are excited about, what you want to talk about, and we're gonna get rolling right through this preview season and get into the next set. So we demand you keep us updated in the set one sketch collection. I haven't tallied the. I need to. I get distracted. by like pretty cards that I like. So I've fallen a little behind, but I'll keep working on it. And yeah. And what else do we need to do? I think that's it. It's too late for me to do a raid. So I'm gonna not, even though it's the professional thing to do. So thank you all, Reginald. I know what you're looking for, Reginald. I know. As soon as I see it, I'll ping you. But thanks so much for hanging out, and I'll see you later.